Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, everyone. Life Hunter. I hunt gods for the human race. Chapter 101. To capture the thief, capture the king first. The mission to clear the 9th floor is to kill the centuries-old misfortune, Ghost Soldier Chao Niang, not to eliminate her disciples and grandsons. Although he could not sense the specific mutation talent of Ghost Soldier Nest Mother, Xu Yan could clearly sense that her soul power attributes were lower than those of the soldiers she gave birth to. Fishing out the Ghost Soldier Chao Niang directly, Wanli Chengtu will definitely be able to kill it with one hit. And, thinking of the harvest after killing, Xu Yan licked his lips greedily. If you kill Ghost Soldier Nest Mother, you can include her in the infinite hell, and the 1,600 terrifying soldiers she gave birth to will be used by you. It's like having an army of ghost soldiers, which can greatly enhance your combat power. Moreover, the Ghost Soldier Nest Mother can continue to give birth to babies, and is simply a provider of unlimited firepower. Isn't this more delicious than bloody hands? Bloody hand. The bloody hand in the void seemed to sense Hell Lord Xu Yan's idea of transferring another love. The pressure of falling out of favor came up, and he immediately clenched his fists. Fragrant hair. Doesn't it smell like rotten eggs? Roar. The soldiers noticed Wanli Chengtu at this time, and they immediately surged towards him like a tidal wave. The roar echoed throughout the space. Boom. 1,600 ghost soldiers over 7 meters in size acted simultaneously. The entire space was filled with explosive energy. The ground shook, the air tore apart, and the entire demon tower was shaking. Outside the tower, the examiners looking at the monitors were even more uneasy. Although the soldiers came like a tide, they seemed more organized and disciplined, forming a certain protective formation. They did not leave the Ghost Soldier Nest Mother alone, and still protected them from 3 levels inside and 3 outside. Protect it tightly, like a watertight iron bucket. The examiners also thought about the tactic of, capture the thief first, capture the king, but under the absolute protection of the soldiers and warriors, it was simply impossible to implement it. In the tower, Xu Yan raised the corner of his mouth. Taking the enemy general's head in the midst of thousands of troops was his specialty. There is no challenge at all from the 1st level to the 8th level. This 9th level gives me a century-old misfortune, which is simply a great gift. It's time. Wrathful Sky Slash. Kai. Wanli Chengtu held the knife with both hands and slashed towards the sky. Boom. The sound of tearing silk like metal was heard in the air. The next moment, the fire bloomed, and a huge circle of flame light spread from the air. It soon covered all the soldiers in the array, and marked a special fire spot on the head of the Ghost Soldier Nest Girl in the array. Lead. Suddenly, Ghost Soldier Chao Niang, who had a fire mark on her head, was caught in front of Wanli Chengtu as if being caught by a fishhook on a live wire. This set of tactics works smoothly and looks complicated, but it is almost instantaneous. The speed of catching monsters is as fast as lightning. What the hell is this? The examiners holding monitors were stunned. The perverted version of the Fury Sky Slash can hide anger, so in the eyes of everyone, there is no anger, no fire point, and no line of fire to catch monsters. Judging from the screen on the monitor, it was Ghost Soldier Chao Niang flying out of the iron barrel array on the 3rd and outer floors, directly in front of Wanli Chengtu, begging to be killed. Varied. What? Ghost. There are more than 10 members of the examination team, and everyone's movements and expressions are extremely weird. Weird. Incomprehensible. Just say hell. Not only them, Ghost Soldier Chao Niang, as the person involved, was also baffled. Why did I fly? She can only live, not fly, and fighting and killing are not her specialty. When she looked up and saw the sword of Wanli Chengtu, her face suddenly changed and she roared at the army of warriors behind. Roar. With a cry, like a desperate cry for help. Xu Yan sneered. There is no use shouting. No one can save you even if you scream. The weakness of terracotta warriors is their lack of flexibility. They are not good at dealing with fast and agile attacks. Compared to their surging footsteps, the sword of Wanli Chengtu was undoubtedly faster. Swish. One slash. Extremely straightforward. Wanli Chengtu put away his knife. Finish. Outside the tower, the examiners who were paying attention to the monitors were shocked, stunned, and relieved. Although it is still a familiar formula, Although the evil spirit ghost soldier nest girl is as brainless as the evil monster bosses in the previous levels, it flew out by itself and hit the knife edge. But regardless of how ghost soldier Chao Niang died, just kill her in this level. Just when the examiners were about to announce the end of the assessment, the picture on the monitor at the next moment made them collectively dumbfounded. Roar. The ghost soldier Chao Niang is not dead. She's barking. Unimaginable. Ghost soldier Chao Niang, whose attributes are worse than the ordinary level 20 evil monster boss, can actually survive under the sword of Wanli Cantu. You know, according to the assessment of the examiner Zhao Qingmeng, Wanli Chengtu's knife can cause at least 100,000 plus damage. Attention, at least. From the first floor to the 8th floor of the 9-story demon tower, no matter how strong the defense is, the evil monster bosses will all become dead souls under the knife of Wanli Chengtu, without exception. You can refer to the steel snapping turtle on the 5th floor. The terrifying steel defense coupled with the protection of the turtle shell can also be defeated in seconds with a single blow. Could it be that the butcher's knife of thousands of miles long showed mercy? They pondered this possibility in astonishment. Xu Yan was also stunned. Of course, Wanli Chengtu showed no mercy. This was a charged blow, with a full output of 240,000 damage. He was completely confident that with one strike, ghost soldier Chao Niang would be decapitated and her soul returned to hell. But not only was ghost soldier nest girl not dead, she didn't even seem to have any trace of damage. How is this going? Just now, it seemed, a reminder sounded in my mind. Kill mutant warriors, experience plus 2000. How did the mutated warriors die? They obviously didn't touch them. Roar. Xu Yan didn't have any extra time to think. The army of warriors rushing over was getting closer and closer. The ghost soldier nest girl cannot be killed with a single blow. Faced with 1,600 monster bosses who are comparable to the evil monsters, all of your trump cards may be revealed at this level. Xu Yan didn't believe in evil, so with a thought, he ordered Wanli Chengtu to chop at ghost soldier Chao Niang again. The aura is suppressed, the attributes are suppressed, and the angry sky is bound. Ghost soldier nest girl cannot escape at all. Another knife. 240,000 injuries. Swish. Roar. Ghost soldier Chao Niang is still shouting. Still okay. How can this be? The examiners were dumbfounded. Another familiar reminder sounded in Xu Yan's ears. Open black lens bracket ding. Close black lens bracket. Kill mutant warriors, experience plus 2000. That's it again. Xu Yan turned on the abnormal version of the fog sensor and quickly noticed something fishy. Ghost soldier nest girl has mutated and has an undetectable mutation talent. If your guess is correct, then this talent should be damage transfer. The damage dealt to ghost soldier nest mother will eventually be transferred to the soldiers. Therefore, after slashing the ghost soldier Chao Niang twice, 2 soldiers died. That must be it. Xu Yan took the test again. The third knife. Roar. Ghost soldier nest girl screams. The prompt sounded. Ding. Close black lens bracket. Kill mutant warriors, experience plus 2000. Sure enough. If ghost soldier nest mother can deflect damage, then to kill her, we have to wait until all the more than 1,600 soldier figurines and dead ghosts are consumed. Tricky indeed. Even if one was stabbed one by one, it would take more than 1,600 cuts. Physical work. However, at present, the fourth knife is too late. The densely packed terracotta warriors are already in front of you. They are 7 meters tall and burly, covering the sky and the sun. Roar. Seeing that their mother body was being bullied, the soldiers roared like thunder and charged towards them. Close. Closer. Whoosh. More than 1,600 powerful warriors, like an army pressing down on the territory, holding ghost spear knives in their hands, rushed in front of Wanli Chengtu in the blink of an eye, vowing to cut Wanli Chengtu into thousands of pieces. Xu Yan is not worried. Wanli Chengtu can borrow his perverted power and he will not die even if his body is broken into pieces. Ordinary physical attacks are basically ineffective against Wanli Chengtu. As long as he is not faced with the one-hit kill, soul skill, then Wanli Chengtu can be said to be a bug-level existence. But Xu Yan soon felt something was wrong. Wanli Chengtu's exclusive soul skill is Come into Battle, which has explosive attack damage, but it also has its own shortcomings, that is, the four-dimensional attributes are balanced and the mental attributes are not outstanding. The mental power of the level 16 recycled version, 15,040, 16 times unparalleled. Although it is not low. But, more than 1,600 warriors at the level of evil monster bosses gathered together, and the mental pressure they created actually exceeded 100,000 levels. Like an invisible force of gravity, the impact almost made Wanli Chengtu unable to stand firm. Wah! Soldiers and warriors are coming, and they are slaughtering people thousands of miles away with their swords. A bloody strangulation battle seemed inevitable. However, Wanli Chengtu's combat power has fluctuated, and it is obvious that he cannot easily deal with such a large number of warriors under the mental pressure of 100,000. There's a better way. Xu Yan has never been afraid of mental coercion. His true will is not restricted by level and is as high as 1.08 million. Since you are dealing with my true body, then I will destroy your maternal body. Physical damage can be transferred, but what about soul damage? Xu Yan stopped thinking about it and directly activated his soul skills. All thoughts were in despair. The deep-seated grief, shock, anger, resentment, fear, and hatred are transformed into the most sinister and cruel curses in the three realms, affecting the opponent's character, making the enemy lose all hope, lose the will to fight, and even commit suicide to apologize. Wah! The will of 1.08 million condensed into an invisible thought blade, directly piercing the soul of Ghost Soldier Nest Mother. This kind of attack in the soul realm is completely invisible to the naked eye, and even the monitoring examiner team cannot detect it. Roar! The body of the ghost soldier Chao Niang suddenly trembled, her soul fell into chaos and pain, as if her throat was tightly strangled by a huge invisible hand, and she let out an extremely shrill scream. This is the reaction of the soul being violently attacked, but the onlookers cannot understand this scene at all. Only Xu Yan himself knew that he had just dealt a devastating blow to the soul of ghost soldier Chao Niang, and concluded that the damage caused by the soul attack cannot be transferred. The single attribute of ghost soldier Nest Mother is lower than that of the Terra warriors she spawns, so it is easier to control. Despair of all thoughts, with 1.08 million will completely eroded her heart. Roar! Ghost soldier Chao Niang truly realized the danger and let out a cry of mercy. Xu Yan's eyes flashed. At this moment, ghost soldier Chao Niang's mental state is on the verge of collapse. He can directly guide her weak emotions through his will, and then control her behavior. And ghost soldier Chao Niang is the mother body of more than 1,600 warriors, and the warriors dare not disobey her orders. Soon, Xu Yan gave her a mental command, retreat. Roar! Ghost soldier Chao Niang immediately conveyed Xu Yan's order to her warrior sons. It was an urgent trill. Wow! As soon as the trembling sound came out, the more than 1,600 soldiers and warriors in the tower, as if a hidden switch had been touched in an instant, all changed their directions and retreated quickly backwards. What happened? What the hell? Why did these warriors retreat? Outside the tower, the examiners looking at the monitor screen were dumbfounded, caught off guard, and stunned. The ghost soldier Chao Niang was soul wounded by despair of all thoughts. She was in great pain and let out a piercing scream. Seeing that she would soon be unable to bear it anymore and commit suicide to apologize, Wanli Chengtu couldn't wait any longer and made up for it with a stab. Immediately, a ghost shadow of a soul invisible to outsiders rose from the body of the ghost soldier Chao Niang and escaped into the void altar. At the same time, a voice without any ups and downs of emotion rang in Xu Yan's ears. The ghost soldier's Nest Mother's soul has entered the endless hell, experience plus 350,000. Recover soul energy plus 350,000. Boom boom boom. As the soul of the ghost soldier Chao Niang was taken into the infinite hell, more than 1,600 soldiers and figurines in the tower exploded, and Xu Yan was unexpected by the huge explosion sound. What made him even more unexpected was that the sound of prompts for receiving experience points was like a lit firecracker, crackling and continuous. Terracotta number 1 has escaped into the hell with its mother body, experience plus 2,000. Recover dead soul energy plus 2,000. Terracotta number 2 has escaped into the hell with its mother body, experience plus 2,000. Recover dead soul energy plus 2,000. Terracotta No 1625 has escaped into the hell with its mother body, experience plus 2000. Recover dead soul energy plus 2000. Experience grows rapidly. 1625 2000 means 3.25 million experience points are received. In addition to the plus 350,000 experience gained from killing the ghost soldier nest mother, 3.6 million experience was gained almost in the blink of an eye. By the way, there are also 3.6 million soul energy reserves. Shu Yan was so numb. 1 Ma. The examiners were also numb. How should I write this battle report? Official information clearly states that if the mother body, ghost soldier nest mother, dies, the warriors will not die, but this is not the case now. When the mother body dies, the warriors will be buried with it. Facts have proven that official information may not be correct. Most people would be scared to death when faced with 1,600 evil monster bosses, but this candidate named Shu Yan is calmer than us. It's incredible to know that to capture the thief first, capture the king, and to achieve it. I was slashed 3 times before, but the misfortune's ghost soldier Chao Niang didn't die. Why did she die with the 4th stab? Is there any explanation for this? This is easy to explain. Soul skills determine the fighting style. Shu Yan's real body soul skills are quite special. In addition to the 1 sword style, there should be 4 sword style. 4 sword style. Of course, it is not ruled out that it is the special talent of the ghost soldier nest mother, but what kind of talent it is specifically, well, there is no need to worry about it. Anyway, ghost soldier nest mother has returned to the underworld, and the one who has suffered 100 years of misfortune will come to the world again, then it's 100 years from now. The misfortune. Ghost soldier nest girl mutation. Talent. When at full health, when receiving damage from a fatal blow, the damage will be transferred to the warriors. The ghost soldier nest girl has been included in infernal affairs, and her hidden talent has finally surfaced. Seeing the talent of the ghost soldier Chao Niang, Shu Yan was slightly enlightened. You can't kill with 1 hit when you're at full health, otherwise the damage will be transferred, so it won't work if you're too fierce. If I had known, Wanli Chengtu would have cut him in 2. The lantern is on. The lantern on the 9th floor is on. Someone screamed uncontrollably, and then immediately caused an even more violent commotion. At this time, everyone in the seating area had completely lost their composure. Some people also wanted to scream, but most of them opened their mouths wide and could not say a word. Mainly because the scene in front of me was so shocking. Clearing the 9-story demon tower was an achievement that countless geniuses in the history of Zhong and Min could not achieve. Today, someone really did it. And that person didn't come from a wealthy family, he just came from a grassroots background. A noble family is not an altar, even a phoenix can fly out of a straw nest. A powerful shock and a great encouragement. His name is Shu Yan, he comes from Quancheng, and he did it. Shu Yan, brother Yan. Well done. You've made us look good. Seeing the dazzling red light of the 9th floor lanterns shining continuously, everyone in the Quancheng seating area stood up and applauded, their faces full of pride. Old Tang raised his glass to the sky, then sprinkled the wine on the ground, with tears in his eyes slightly. Old Chin, your Quancheng star has a successor. At this moment, a golden beam of light rose from the entrance of the demon tower. Everyone knows what this means. Only those who perfectly clear the 9-story demon tower will be teleported out by the golden light beam. At this moment, the whole place was silent, no one said a word, and everyone's eyes were fixed on the figure reflected by the golden light beam without blinking. The way Zhong Lin Wuju and many other geniuses from Zhongmin looked at Shu Yan changed completely. Connecting 9 floors and killing 9 bosses in less than 1 minute, what level has Shu Yan's combat power reached? There is a difference between genius and genius. Obviously Shu Yan is not from the same dimension as them. There was genuine awe in their eyes. The assessment of all members of the 2nd level has been completed. The voice of the examiner Zhao Qingmeng broke the huge silence. This provincial level examination of Hunter God Pavilion has 2 levels, which also means that this examination is over. There are a total of 36 people participating in this Zhongmin provincial examination. Half of them were eliminated in the first round, leaving 18 people left. The final points ranking of this Zhongmin provincial examination will be announced below. A huge light curtain flashed in the sky. First place, Quancheng Shu Yan, points, 52,140. Second place, Shangjing Gongqing, points, 7,300. Third place, Ninghu Chisha, points, 3,850. Fourth place, Zhang Linhe Long, points, 961. 18th place, Yanchang Huang Jia, points, 510. In the standings, Xu Yan is far ahead with his absolute strength, ranking first in faults. After the results were announced, the examiner Zhao Qingmeng's voice sounded again. It is now announced that this year's Zhang and Min province will win the provincial champion. Xu Yan. The whole place was noisy. The applause was like thunder. It is not easy to become the number one scholar in a province. Zhonglin Wuju, Luzhou Double Cultivation, Ninghu Chisha, Shangjing Gongqing, these candidates from aristocratic families are all geniuses. But this year, because of Xu Yan's existence, the performance of these people was a bit lackluster. Xu Yan is like a dazzling star, completely covering up the existence of others. The gold content of this provincial champion is real. He won the first place with a crushing force. Even if the points of Zhang Min's other geniuses are added together, they are not as good as he has more than one person. Level 1. Never lose control. Full marks. The second level. Connect to 9 floors and become invincible. Full marks. 4 words to describe. Mutually. When. Fry. Crack. The number 1 scholar. The number 1 scholar in Quancheng is finally there. This is not a dream. No. Looking at the updated standings, people in the Quancheng seating area had long known that Xu Yan would be the top pick in this year's Zhongmin. But when the examiner made the announcement, they all couldn't sit still. Their fingers were trembling and they were extremely excited. Amidst the thunderous applause, the voice of the examiner Zhao Qingmeng rang out again. The academic exam is over, but the ultimate martial arts exam in the Hunting God Pavilion has just begun. The top picks in each province are rare geniuses. Xu Yan, as the number 1 scholar in Zhongmin province, he has perfect scores in the first and second tests. He will have no problem entering the Daxia headquarters in the final exam. But not necessarily for others. Given that the assessment speed in our Zhang and Min provinces is relatively fast, how many points are needed to qualify for the final examination depends on the results of other provinces and regions. The top 100 in the overall score list will be intercepted. The final score line will be released in about an hour. Please wait patiently. During this waiting period, everyone should rest if they can, and recover if they can, because as soon as the scores come out, those who pass will be sent to the headquarters for the martial arts test. Of course, your efforts will not be in vain. Candidates who enter the Zhongmin Provincial College entrance examination points list will receive corresponding rewards. The rewards have been sent online. You can enter the Life Office system to check them yourself. Mr. Ban Dao, welcome back. Close black lens bracket. Xu Yan opened the Life panel, and a message immediately popped up. Congratulations on becoming the provincial champion, the rewards are being settled for you. Gold coins obtained, 100 million. Reputation gained, 10,000. Points earned, 52,140. Title obtained, Zhongmin number 1 scholar. Obtain a redemption coupon for the Yibao Pavilion Secret Items of Wangquan. As the provincial champion with perfect scores in both subjects, you have obtained the qualification for the ultimate martial arts test in Hunting God Pavilion in advance. There is still 1 hour until the final test score is announced. You have a secret item redemption coupon, which you can exchange for your favorite item at Yibao Pavilion first. Secret thing. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Good luck. Close black lens bracket. Secret item exchange coupon. Something fresh. Xu Yan clicked on the panel to enter the online exotic treasure pavilion. It is a simple page. There are many locked secret props on the page, which are gray and no specific information can be seen. Xu Yan found the secret object redemption coupon option on the page. Ding, you have used the secret item redemption coupon. Close black lens bracket. This secret item exchange coupon can be exchanged for secret items in a targeted manner. Close black lens bracket. The 2 corresponding underworld secrets, Mr. Half Knife, have been unlocked. You can choose one from them. Close black lens bracket. As the message pops up, the 2 gray secret objects on the page begin to unlock, showing specific information and attributes. The first one is a wooden sign with a small figure carved on it. Name: God bless wooden sign. 5 elements wood 5 elements life hunter can be used. Introduction: when the owner is about to die, he will receive divine blessing and return to his best condition. The method is very simple. Just wear it on your body, but be aware that if it is killed instantly, its function will not be triggered. Remarks: consumables can only be used once. Price: this secret comes from Wonkwon number E65 and is slightly contaminated. After successful use, some male functions may be lost. Having full near-death status is equivalent to having one more life than others. It is a trump card item, but the price is a bit high, losing some male functions. Shu Yan shook his head. My infinite hell has just included the Ghost Soldier Nest Mother. In the Ghost Resonance state, the talent and soul skills are shared, which is equivalent to having more than 1,600 scapegoat soldiers. The Divine Blessing wooden tablet that has lost its male function will not be considered. The second secret item. It looks like an ordinary bead. Secret object: Moonlight Pearl. Introduction: the stimulation of soul power can emit the light of the moon, illuminating your way forward. Price: this secret item comes from Wonkwon number E176. It is slightly contaminated and may cause the real body to lose control if used too often. Moonlight beads. At first glance, there is nothing outstanding about it. It illuminates the way forward and is as ordinary as a flashlight. But it is different when combined with the soul skill, Soul Tsukiyomi. My own soul skill, Soul Moon Reading, can only read the memory of the deceased under the moonlight. If there is no moonlight, such as on a cloudy day, such as an underground darkroom, etc., it will be difficult to use this soul skill. There is a moonlight bead, which is an excellent divine aid. The price of using it is, it will cause the real body to lose control. Not that this is a problem. He has the gift of absolute will and is not afraid of losing control of his true body. It's not difficult to choose between the two. Open black lens bracket ding. Close black lens bracket. You have successfully redeemed the secret moonlight beads. Close black lens bracket. Boom. After collecting the moonlight beads, Shu Yan's mind roared, and the mark on his forehead suddenly itched unbearably, as if he suddenly had a strange appetite and an urge to swallow the moonlight beads in one gulp. At the same time, a panel appeared in his mind. Secret object. Moonlight Pearl. The secret of fate can be swallowed. Closing square bracket. Devouring. What the hell? Shu Yan was confused for a moment. Although he did have a sudden and abnormal appetite after seeing the moonlight beads. But is a stone bead with a bumpy surface like the surface of the moon edible? Yes, ate it. The way he eats is very strange. Just as the mysterious mark on his forehead was about to move, the moonlight bead seemed to have received some kind of hint. Instead of falling into the storage space, it fell directly into the black altar in the void. The black altar is like a broken mouth, swallowing up the moonlight beads. It was so fast that he couldn't even react. Then, a sudden reminder flashed in my mind. The swallowing is completed. Close black lens bracket. Wool, plus 100,000. Acquire the natal soul skill, Moonlight. Close black lens bracket. Have you noticed the mark on your forehead? Switch it to the full moon shape to emit moonlight. Close black lens bracket. Shu Yan, Bao Qingtian, or Sailor Moon. I remember that old Tang said that the secret object of fate is a great thing, and it has a chance of upgrading the life of the real body, but it seems that this moonlight bead is not the secret object of fate of the real body, but the original body. Is it said that the true body also has a secret of fate? Shu Yan was confused. Willpower increased by 100,000, which is equivalent to overcoming 1 million experience points. In short, I made a profit. Moonlight. Can the forehead emit moonlight? It's quite novel. After swallowing the moonlight beads at the black altar, Shu Yan felt an unusually warm feeling on his forehead. I really hope to see what I look like with moonlight on my forehead. However, this place is not suitable for practicing moonlight. After all, there are so many people staring at it. Shu Yan suppressed his eagerness to try. In the field. Rookies who entered the standings of the Zhongmin College entrance examination received their own rewards. Although the rewards are different, everyone seems to be in a good mood and sharing their gains with each other. Only Kai Shaw's expression was very ugly. I thought that I had passed the 5th floor of the Demon Tower, and had scored a total of 3,850 points in 2 rounds. It was certain that I would enter the Hunting God Pavilion for the final exam, but I didn't expect that Xu Yan from Quancheng had raised his score too high. Zhang Min ranked first, Xu Yan, points, 52,140, unattainable. 3,850 compared to 52,140, it was hit hard. My mentality is about to collapse. The Zhangtu family has a deal with the Black Palace. If he fails to enter the Hunting God Pavilion for the final exam, then the mission will fail. He can't bear the consequences of failing the mission. The entire Zhangtu family couldn't accept it. Just cross the line. Just cross the line. Chisha prayed in his heart, dripping with cold sweat, anxiously waiting for the final score line. The scores for the final exam of the Hunting God Pavilion are out. Under the expectation of everyone, Zhao Qingmeng's voice resounded throughout the audience. 3,300 points. Those who score more than 3,300 can participate in the final exam of the Hunting God Pavilion. There will be 3 people who pass. Those who passed: Quancheng Xu Yan, Shangjing Gongqing, Ninghu Chisha. After hearing this score, Kai Sha suddenly relaxed. When he looked at Xu Yan again, his eyes were full of coldness. Wow! Hearing this result, the seating area was immediately exploded. There were so many talented newcomers in Zhongmen City, but only 3 people could participate in the final exam of the Hunting God Pavilion. Sure enough, only the geniuses among geniuses can go to the Hunting God Pavilion. Zhonglin Wuju, Luzhou Shuangshu and many other rookies who have not passed the line have a look of loneliness on their faces, and they are far behind themselves compared to the top 100 in Great Sha. Then they set their sights on Xu Yan. As the number 1 scholar in the Zhongmin province, his golden score of 52,140 was enough to be worthy of the reputation of the Zhongmin people. The friendship between newlyweds is sometimes very simple. Anyone who can pass the first test means that his character is not bad, unless he cheats. Competition is competition, but the purpose of everyone's competitiveness is to better challenge Wangquan and compete with the heavens for life. If you are strong enough and can shoulder a greater burden, I respect you. Come on, Brother Yan, win glory for Zhang Min. It's up to you. After a brief commotion, the voice of the examiner Zhao Qingmeng rang out again, overwhelming the entire audience. Xu Yan from Quancheng, Gongqing from Shangjing, Chisha from Ninghu, please come out. The whole place fell silent for a moment. Looking at the 3 people coming out, Zhao Qingmeng had admiration in his eyes. I know you all want to enter the Hunting God Pavilion. But the Hunting God Pavilion is not that easy to enter. There is also the final round of the final exam. If your performance is not good enough, you will be eliminated. Now, please follow me to the Daxia headquarters to participate in the final assessment. Wow! As soon as he finished speaking, a portal appeared in front of Xu Yan. There is a light panel on the door with the following notice. Express transmission channel number 636. Close black lens bracket. Grade. A grade. Starting station. Zhonglin Examination Hall, Hunter Pavilion Provincial Examination. Close black lens bracket. Terminus. Shangjing Examination Hall, Hunting God Pavilion Headquarters Examination. Close black lens bracket. Transmission distance. 2054 kilometers. Transmission time. 5 minutes. Specific channel. Identity verification is required. Close black lens bracket. Let's go. Amidst the cheers of everyone, Xu Yan and the other 3 walked into the portal. Daxia has a huge territory and a vast territory. The distance from Zhonglin to Shangjing is more than 2,000 kilometers. Even teleportation will take some time. But compared with the previous E-level transmission channel from Quancheng to Zhonglin, this A-level transmission channel is obviously much more exciting. There is no need to move forward on foot. As if being twisted up by a mysterious force and flying, the broken light flashes across the eyes. Countless magical images can be seen. It's all in pieces, all grotesque. Qing felt top-heavy and felt that time and space were confused at this moment. After 5 minutes, your feet hit the ground again. Arrive. Welcome to the headquarters examination room, the Temple of Heaven in Beijing. A voice fell, and the vision became clear. This is an open field, and people are teleporting in one after another. Using the foggy vision of Wanli Chengtu, Xu Yan could have a bird's eye view of the entire venue from the air. A huge raised square, covering an area of more than 160,000 square meters. In the center of the battle platform is a flagpole 100 feet high. Is this the Temple of Heaven in Beijing? The Temple of Heaven in Beijing is a place full of stories. 600 years ago, the allied forces of all races came here. Today, Daxia is here, the Temple of Heaven is here, and people are here. Tens of thousands of people are outside the Nine Gorges, and few dare to take another step into Daxia. How many past memories are in the storm? Going to the Temple of Heaven in Beijing witnessed the most brutal battle of Daxia against all races, and also witnessed the most bloody chapter of Daxia. This is one of the holy places in the hearts of the people of Daxia. Xu Yan was very excited when he really came to the Temple of Heaven in Shangjing. He never thought that this Hunting God Pavilion headquarters examination would be held here. The top 100 newcomers from Daxia were sent one after another. Several people suddenly appeared, causing great discussion in the venue. The number one scholar in Beijing, Wu Wudong. Here he comes. Shang Yao, the Demon City, is here too. That's the number one scholar from the 4 major martial arts provinces. Xu Yan has done some homework before. With a reputation of 80,000, he can look up a lot of information in the Mingya system. A total of 9 destinies have been awakened in this great Sha. Wu Wudong, Shang Yao, Fu Qizhen, Lu Bibi, Chu Yin, Shang Yabe, Li Nima, Zheng Shansong, Dongfang Yu. Each one comes from a 5-star family and possesses very powerful blood inheritance talents. The college entrance examination is over, and the information in the Mingyali has been updated. Wu Wudong is easy to recognize. There is a hideous scar on his face that extends from the upper left side of his nose to the lower right side. Known as Shangjing Ba Dao, his true form is the Wuji Sword Emperor. The 5 elements belong to gold and can transform all other attributes of his true form into power. He is so domineering that no newcomer can withstand a sword in his hands. Champion, Shang Yao. Shang Yao from the Magic City is also easy to recognize. He is very fat, weighing 200 kilograms visually. He is really a foodie. The more he eats, the stronger his flesh and blood power will be. As long as he fights, he will consume the flesh and blood power, and after consumption, he will become thinner. So for the sake of strength, you have to stay fat at all times. Province Champion, Fu Qizhen. Fu Qizhen comes from Dongming Province, one of the 4 major martial arts provinces. His true form is Water and Wood Nianhua. He is a twin of water and wood. He can blend into wood and transform into water. He is almost invincible against life hunters of the same level. Province Champion, Lu Bibi. Lu Bibi comes from Shihai Province, one of the 4 major Wu provinces. He always covers his mouth because speaking will cause harm. The true form, Destiny Curse Master, uses the curse patterns on the mouth and tongue of the Fate Hunter as a medium to exert spell power in words to cause powerful damage. The more powerful the soul skill is, the more harmful side effects it will bring to the main body's throat. The bigger it is, so Lu Bibi usually prepares throat medicine. Nanshan Province number 1 scholar, Chu Yin. Chu Yin comes from Nanshan Province, one of the 4 major martial arts provinces. He has a birthmark on his face that extends from the left forehead to the left jaw. His true body talent can make him invisible, elusive and difficult to guard against. Baiquan Province number 1 scholar, Shang Yabe. Shang Yabe comes from Baiquan Province, one of the 4 major martial arts provinces. He is mad, curable, and can be beaten. Hangsu Province number 1 scholar, Li Nima. The true form of Thunderbolt Mother is a flying lightning mother. Don't be shocked. Guanghu Province number 1 scholar, Zheng Shansong. Talent agility bonus, with the fastest speed among rookies. The daughter of Dongfang Hong, the god of war in Great Sha, has a bug-level destiny and the talent of nullifying all talents. 9 great destiny. They're all here. It's better to meet than to be famous. Everyone in the field suddenly became excited. Boom. At this time, a huge stone platform suddenly rose slowly in front of the venue. Immediately afterwards, another portal of light flashed, and a group of people appeared on the podium one after another. Seeing the person coming, the candidate's eyes widened in shock. The top warriors from the Hunting God Pavilion, the 4 fiends, the 8 generals, and the 13 Taibao all attended. The transmission of top 100 is completed. The examiners took their seats. Boom! At this time, 100 projections suddenly lit up above the Temple of Heaven. When everyone took a closer look, these projections were clearly the posters of this year's top 100 newcomers in the Shah dynasty. But the ordering of posters is very particular. Newcomers will be ranked according to their performance in the provincial level examination. This poster has been sorted every year. The higher the ranking, the better the performance in the college entrance examination. To a certain extent, it is the ranking of the top 100 newcomers in Daxia, and it is also officially determined. Looking at the posters sorted, everyone's expressions soon froze. The first seat is not Wu Wudong in the capital, Xiangyao in the Magic City, or the 4 major martial arts provinces. It's Zhang Min's number 1 scholar, Xu Yan. No way, I have never heard of this person before. Which family does he belong to? He is ranked before the 9 destinies. Does the hunting god pavilion think so highly of him? The ranking of Jiangmen province in Daxia is equivalent to the previous ranking of Quancheng in Jiangmen. For many years, Jiangmen has not had candidates enter the final exam of hunting god pavilion. It is normal for them not to be taken seriously by the top 100 geniuses of Daxia present. Xu Yan was born in the grassroots of Quancheng, won the first prize in Jiangmen, and became very popular in Jiangmen, but the news has not yet fermented. Of course, the number 1 scholar from Zhang and Min can only be considered a younger brother in front of the number 1 scholars from Shangjing, Magic City and the 4 major martial arts provinces. This is everyone's deep-rooted idea. However, this time is different. He actually ranked first, crushing the 9 destinies. Hiss. Everyone couldn't believe it, but they couldn't help but believe that this ranking came from the Hunting God Pavilion's examiner group, and they didn't just slap their foreheads and decide. It is conceivable that this guy must have a very strong destiny. I heard it's a special fate. The news just came in. I got a perfect score in the first level of the general exam. I blew up the stone tablet and got the title of Old Iron. It is said that the real body and the main body are in perfect harmony and will never lose control. What? The second level, the 9th floor, took only 1 minute in total. It was also a perfect score. And the boss on the 9th floor he passed was recognized as the most difficult level 20 evildoer, the ghost soldier nest girl. What? Not from a noble family, but from a small town around Quancheng, no background. The Weichao, 52,140 points, what is the concept? You must know that the final test score is only 3,300, and the average score of the top 100 is not more than 6,000. Now, Zhang Min is the top pick, with 52,140 points, first in the ranking. We have all become the background behind his poster. Looking at the arrangement of the posters, Judian Tianming's face was a little stunned. Xu Yan, top 100 newcomers in Daxia. At this moment, I firmly remember this name. At this time, a voice suddenly sounded from the field, everyone gathers, raise the flag now. The whole place was solemn. The examiners stood up. A high-pitched melody sounded. On the flagpole of Beizong, a red flag reads, Shah, rising slowly. Salute. The ceremony is over. Suddenly, a ripple in space appeared above the Temple of Heaven. The next second, a middle-aged man wearing faded camouflage clothing and flip-flops appeared, standing in the air. And with his appearance, the originally quiet Temple of Heaven Square suddenly became agitated. A look of admiration appeared on everyone's face. Xu Yan's eyes also lit up. Excited, standard flip-flops, faded camouflage clothes, and sensual stubble. If the portrait in the textbook is correct, then this middle-aged man should be. It should be, that is, a legendary figure in Daxia. Yun Zongkui, although he looked a little sloppy in his clothes, he had a very strange aura about him. Just standing there casually, he felt like he was standing tall in the sky. Yun Zongkui can be slovenly in other places, but he seems to be unambiguous about his shoulder emblem. The badge on his shoulder was polished extremely brightly, giving it a breathtaking reflection. The shoulder emblem has a yellow background and 5 red stars, which is very simple. But the meaning it represents is extraordinary. Daxia, 5-star general. 5-star general is a limited general position in Daxia. To get this badge and the rank of general, you not only need strong strength and extraordinary achievements, but also the feat of, one man is in charge and can turn the tide, the kind worthy of enjoying the imperial ancestral temple. The 5-star General Yun Zongkui ranks among the top 20 in Daxia in terms of combat achievements, and is recognized as the T1 level of Daxia's combat power. He is really filthy, but his status is also really noble. Has an exclusive title, Sky Cannon. In charge of the Hunting God Pavilion. He is the biggest giant in the Hunting God Pavilion. People give him a nickname, Pao Zun. Yun Zongkui looked around at all the candidates in the square with his eyes as if he had not yet woken up. Destiny has not produced one in 10 years, but I didn't expect that 9 will appear in one go this year. Yes, not bad. Then, he turned to look at Zhao Qingmeng on the rostrum. I've finished speaking, what's the next plan? Zhao Qingmeng was speechless. According to the arrangement, the flag was raised first, then the speech was delivered, and then, the exam started. But isn't this speech too short? He was given such a long manuscript, but this guy really didn't remember it. Yun Zongkui thought for a while. Oh, by the way, now we invite our General Zhao to give a speech to everyone. Zhao Qingmeng. Thunderous applause. According to statistics, a total of 12.34 million people participated in Awakening this summer in our country, an increase of 12.6% compared to last year. Among them, about 6.953 million people successfully awakened their destiny. Both the awakening rate and the number of people awakened have hit a record in the past 600 years, highest record. 9 destiny awakened at the same time this year, which is also the first in history. The whole audience was excited. Zhao Qingmeng paused, but it's too early to say that this is God's blessing for Daxia. You are the top 100 who stand out from the 12.34 million newcomers in Daxia. You represent the future of Daxia. To put it more seriously, you will be the mainstay supporting Daxia in the future. So, before the final exam, I will say a few more words. The whole place was silent. Zhao Qingmeng slowed down for a moment, and then spoke seriously. More than 600 years ago, there was a period of fiercest fighting between the human race and all races. The underworld is coming, the planes are converging, everything is strange, evil monsters cannibalize people, the human race is weak, but extremely tenacious. The human race has been able to survive to this day thanks to the life-hunting sages one after another, regardless of life and death. Until 100 years ago, the heavens established the All Races Association, but at that time our human race was weak and still marginalized. But in just a few hundred years, our human race has become stronger and stronger, and we have the ability to compete with all races. Now we are ranked 7th among all races, and no one dares to look down upon us. Yes, now as one of the 10 standings of the 10,000 Races Association, our human race has become an important force in maintaining peace in the heavens. We need to remember how we got here. It depends on will and unyielding faith. But being full, warm, and lustful are always issues that human nature cannot avoid. The strongest fortress is often the easiest to break from the inside, and it is true. In the past 100 years, the 7 major regions of the human plane, Japan, the West, South Australia, North America, Europe, Asia and Africa, have fallen successively. Now we are the only one left, Daxia, who is still strong. The fall was not due to invasion by all races, but due to pollution. This is also a common challenge faced by all races in the world now. Quantai is polluted. As we all know, the Life Hunter's fate true body actually borrows the power of the underworld. Once the source is polluted, the Life Hunter will become a washing powder like existence, and you can gain endless refreshing power by moving forward, but it is accompanied by countless risks of loss of control. And this kind of risk gave birth to the organization Black Temple. As the pollution of the underworld becomes more and more serious, more and more life hunters are out of control. Now the forces of the Black Palace have spread all over the world and become the biggest cancer that destroys the peace of the world. The Black Palace is an alliance of the out-of-control people. Zhao Qingmeng paused and his voice became a little deeper, but who is controlling and leading the out-of-control people is unknown. The Black Palace declares, the underworld is coming, destiny is born, and race has been redefined. They say that the rules of the food chain are that the weak eat the strong. It is natural and natural. This has always been the case. They said they were not out-of-control people at all, but a brand new race at the top of the food chain. They say that a life hunter, as the name suggests, should be hunting for life. They say that hunting one person is a sin, but hunting millions becomes a god. Since they want to hunt for life, then we will hunt for gods. The hunting god pavilion came into being. With these words, all the newcomers in the audience were excited, like a shot of blood, and their voices resounded. Zhao Qingmeng closed his fist and signaled everyone to be quiet. The Black Palace single-handedly stopped all races from fighting, but the current situation is not better. Today's era is named Era of Extreme Evil by the Council of All Races. Although conflicts between all races still exist, large-scale battles and conflicts are very rare. Because the current main conflict has changed from the fight for life among all races to the two camps of lawful and out of control, fighting against each other. In this extremely evil era, we not only have to suppress the out-of-control Wangquan, but also prevent possible sneak attacks from all races, and we also have to curb the infiltration and invasion of the Black Palace. This is a long road. The underworld is polluted, disasters continue, and man-made disasters are rampant. I don't know if there will be an end to it, but the belief of our generation is to be the scavengers who clean up the filth in the underworld, and we will never collude with the unknown source. Right, quote. Right. The red flag of the Temple of Heaven was fluttering, and the top 100 newcomers in Daxia resounded. Of course I hope so, but the fact is that there are still many bull-headed and horse-faced figures from the Black Palace lurking within us. So, in the first level of the general examination, we have arranged a test on the risk of losing control. For you to be here, I guess your character is not bad. I hope you can always maintain your original intention. As he said that, he looked at Xu Yan quietly. In extremely bad times, never losing control is extremely valuable. Because, he looked at everyone again and added in a deep voice, because the more powerful you are in the future, the greater the backlash that will be caused to our Daxia and our human race if we lose control. The hunting god pavilion is the top priority of Daxia. It also involves countless secrets of the human race. The challenges to be dealt with are also very difficult for people to bear, so we are particularly cautious in our selection. In extremely evil times, many places need people, and we also need better new generations to step forward. In the past, a team formed a team to complete tasks, which can no longer meet the needs of the new era. Adhering to the general direction of the extremely evil era, we will make new adjustments to the final exam. The fortune hunter's destiny comes from the underworld. Pollution also comes from the underworld. The Black Palace is also a product of Wangquan pollution. Yellow Spring is the backbone of our life hunter's strength and our biggest threat. Want to know what the real underworld looks like? There is a banned video here, let you take a good look now. Wah! Above the Temple of Heaven, extremely violent space ripples suddenly spread, and a huge screen appeared out of thin air. The first thing that appeared on the screen was a city. The shot is from an aerial perspective. Someone exclaimed, "It's Hiroshima Castle in Japan." But hasn't that place become a ghost town without people? The Hiroshima Castle in the video does not look like a ghost town, with rare human presence as described by the candidates, but rather shows a prosperous and lively scene. You can see pedestrians coming and going on the street, bustling and busy. Everyone was puzzled. This is the former Hiroshima Castle. Someone said. Yeah, it feels like the characters' outfits are a bit period Y. Just as everyone was talking, suddenly, a huge long black coffin appeared in the sky above Hiroshima City in the video. The black coffin was sealed and erected in the air. The whole body of the coffin was as black as ink, with bright red ink lines crisscrossing it, and tadpole-like runes were drawn with cinnabar everywhere. The red is bright red and the black is jet black, which looks particularly shocking. Moreover, it was so big that it blocked the light and actually reflected the city of Hiroshima below like night. The coffin lid was suddenly pulled open by an invisible force. There was a loud boom. Like a dam that exploded, blood flowed out from the black coffin like a flood. Hiroshima Castle below seems to be their outlet. Flying down 3,000 feet. But the scenery is not picturesque, but extremely gloomy. It's bleeding. In a short period of time, the entire city of Hiroshima has been flooded with blood. The blood and water seemed to be alive. There was a clicking sound in the water, as if someone was singing in an opera while lowering their voice. Occasionally, a cry came out, which made people's hair stand on end. Then, bodies began to emerge from the bloody water. Headless corpse. One body, two bodies. In a short period of time, more than 1 million corpses were floating in the blood. Almost all the people in Hiroshima city were spared, and they were all turned into headless corpses. The corpses floated downstream along the city gate, forming a horrifying wall of corpses along the way. Who has never seen a dead person, but there are too many corpses after all. There were black coffins in the sky, bloody water massacred the city, and millions of headless corpses floated out of the bloody water one after another. Even the top 100 newcomers in Great Shaw were unable to resist. Such a bloody and terrifying scene shocked and horrified everyone. Some people couldn't bear to watch it anymore, and some even felt physically uncomfortable and wanted to vomit. Just when everyone couldn't stand it any longer, Zhao Qingmeng's voice sounded. There are many ways for Wangquan to appear in this world, and this is one of them. The black coffin is connected to the spring platform, and blood comes out of the coffin. Under the blood, no one in the entire city of Hiroshima was spared. And this yellow spring, although it looks scary, has a very beautiful name. The rainbow is beautiful. Shu Yan, let's just say, does the bleeding in the black coffin have anything to do with, the rainbow is beautiful? Look, there's a rainbow. Human voice reminder. Shu Yanchao looked at the video and saw that it really existed. The bloody water in the black coffin plummeted down 3,000 feet, but the steaming water vapor reflected and rendered a rainbow in the sky. The rainbow above is beautiful. Purgatory on earth below. Really nonsense. On the screen, the final subtitles were played. Yellow spring. The rainbow is beautiful. Grade E. Number 889. The video ends. Everyone was stunned. At this time Yun Zongkui had returned to the rostrum. Zhao Qingmeng handed him a note and reminded him to give his final speech. Looking at the note, Yun Zongkui nodded, and then said in a serious manner, "Yes, if Wangquan is not captured in time, it will be like what you just saw." The entire city of Hiroshima turned into a ghost town in an instant. How to defend yourself? There is only one way, and that is to find the location of Wangquan in advance and prevent it from appearing in the world. If he were to appear in this world, the disaster caused would be irreparable. So in this final exam, I want you to conquer an E-level underworld. What? After hearing Yun Zun's words, everyone looked at each other with solemn expressions. Previous exams in the Hunting God Pavilion were all hellishly difficult, so everyone was mentally prepared. But to conquer an E-level underworld, everyone would never dare to think about it. Because this is not a question of difficulty, but a matter of death. You must know that the real underworld is not the same as the copy. Even in the lowest level E-level underworld, the evil monsters in it start at level 70, and they are all real elite bosses. It was heard that other examiners on the podium could not calm down either. The topic selection for the final exam comes from Yun Zun. Perhaps only General Zhao Qingmeng could obtain the information in advance, and they had just learned the final exam questions. Of course they don't understand. Conquering the underworld is what Yixiantian does. When will it be the newcomer's turn? Self-knowledge is important. No matter how strong the newcomer is, he is still a newcomer whose fate has only been awakened for 7 days. Level 70 elite monsters are enough to instantly kill all the newcomers here. No way. This is ridiculous. Giving someone a head. This is going to cut off the roots of Ardaxia. Ahem. Zhao Qingmeng reminded him with a demonstration, look at the manuscript again. Yun Zongkui finally reacted, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, I wasn't rigorous enough. For this final exam, I want you to simulate conquering the underworld. Call. All over the place. He breathed a heavy sigh of relief. This assessment is to simulate the underworld, the rainbow is beautiful, that once turned Hiroshima into a ghost town in an instant. It's Wangquan that has been conquered and has now become a dungeon. The evil monsters inside have been weakened to between level 15 and 20, and they will not escape. But this copy is a bit special. There are 100 entrance passages, and it requires the full cooperation of 100 life hunters to conquer them. Channel 1 is the most difficult, then Channel 2, Channel 3, and so on. Only when all the monsters in the 100 passages are cleared will the unity of the 100 passages be triggered, and finally a door leading to the fountain in the lower realm will be formed. Defeat the final boss and embed the sealing stone into the fountain, then you have conquered this underworld. I need you to have the ultimate ability to fight alone, but you also need to have a sense of the overall situation of teamwork. As for how you should do it, there are no hard requirements or fixed standards. It all depends on your performance and comprehensive evaluation. This year's Hunting God Pavilion is expected to recruit 10 people. This is just an estimate, but the actual number may be less. Then now, I announce the start of the assessment. Yellow Spring. The rainbow is beautiful. Although it came to Hiroshima in Japan, it was finally conquered with the help of Daxia. Now it has become a copy of Wonkwon. The underworld dungeon is a rare leveling resource. 70 years ago, the Japanese region was completely occupied, but this copy was moved from Hiroshima to Shangjing in advance through secret methods. It was eventually accepted by the Hunting God Pavilion and became one of the official copies of Daxia. It is not usually open to the public. If the file registration is correct, this is the first time it has been opened to candidates and used as a special examination question for the Hunting God Pavilion. Only those who can participate in the final exam of the Hunting God Pavilion are all the top 100 newcomers in Great Shaw. They are all at least kings in Destiny, and their talents are also strong. For them, it is no problem to leapfrog the competition. Level 15 to 20 dungeon monsters are really not difficult for them. So they are difficult to understand. The evil monsters in The Rainbow is Beautiful dungeon have been weakened to level 15 to 20, which seems to be much lower in difficulty than the 9-story Demon Tower. As the final assessment of the Hunting God Pavilion, would it be too relaxing? In addition, this year's Hunting God Pavilion only recruits 10 newcomers. Adding the 9 destinies and the newly promoted Star of Kwanchang, there are exactly 10. Then I leave. Boom. Suddenly there was a loud sound in the void, interrupting their thoughts. In the center of the Temple of Heaven, extremely violent spatial ripples suddenly spread, and then a huge black coffin appeared out of thin air. Everyone's eyes widened. This black coffin is exactly the same as the one that appeared over Hiroshima Castle in the video just now. The whole body of the coffin was as black as ink, with bright red ink lines crisscrossing it, and tadpole-like runes were drawn with cinnabar everywhere. Red is the bright red, and black is still the inky black. If there is a difference, it may be the size specifications. It is one size smaller than the black coffin over Hiroshima. Right, after all, it has been conquered, so its strength is much lower. This is the entrance to the underworld dungeon. The Rainbow is Beautiful. Zhao Qingmang said. The candidates gradually showed solemn expressions. Because vaguely, they all heard strange sounds coming from inside the black coffin, like the whimpering of a person whose throat was stuck and water was poured into it. It is inevitable to think of those disgusting scenes in the video. Then I felt panicky and began to lose confidence. The monsters in this dungeon are at a moderate level, so it shouldn't be too difficult. But I hope so. Zhao Qingmeng's voice covered the entire audience. This dungeon requires hundreds of people to enter before it can be opened, so you all need to enter together. And please note that after entering, each of you will not be together, but will be assigned to a channel each. This copy has a total of 100 channels. You first need to challenge alone. After all 100 passages are opened, then the 100 passages can be combined into one to form a road leading to the spring platform in the lower realm. No need to say anything else. Before entering this dungeon, we will give each of you 2 props. One is a sealing stone. Whoever is the first to put the sealing stone into the spring platform for sealing will be directly admitted to the Hunting God Pavilion, and will be awarded the title of number 1 scholar in this year's Great Shaw. It's simple, isn't it? Becoming the top pick in Daxia, everyone has a chance. Others will be admitted based on their performance. The second prop is the life-protecting stone talisman. You are the pillars of Daxia. If you burp in the dungeon, we can't accept it. Even if you have to sacrifice, you can't die in the dungeon easily. So, everyone has a life-protecting stone talisman. With that said, Zhao Qingmeng showed the life-protecting stone talisman in his hand. It is a square jade stone, engraved with complex runes, and completely translucent. This stone talisman will resist a fatal injury for you. While resisting the injury, you will also be transported out of the dungeon and lose the qualification to continue the challenge. Special reminder. This life-protecting stone talisman is tailor-made for this assessment. It can only be used in a specific copy of The Rainbow is Beautiful. It is useless in the real world and is useless in other copies. It also has a time limit. Sex, so don't compare with those high-end secrets. Quote, the 2 props will be sent to your storage space through the life management system later. Just check them. Faced with fatal damage in the dungeon, the life-protecting stone talisman will be automatically triggered, even if it is in your storage space. However, sealing Wonkwon with the simulated sealing stone requires your manual operation. Do you understand everything? Everyone was a little surprised. Isn't it just a low-level dungeon of level 15 to 20? It also requires everyone to have a life-protecting stone talisman. Learn. Ding, you have 2 props from the official website, please check them. Close black lens bracket. Soon, 2 props were teleported over. Okay, I've said everything I need to say. It depends on your performance next. After finishing speaking, the black coffin stood upright and the lid of the coffin was opened, like a dark door, connecting reality and the unknown world. Go in and wish you good luck. As the chief candidate, Shu Yan was the first to walk into the coffin door. The other candidates also took a deep breath, calmed down their nervous hearts, gritted their teeth, and rushed into the coffin door. The next moment, the copy information just poured into everyone's mind. Yellow Spring. The rainbow is beautiful. Level requirement. Level 16. Number of people opening. 100 people. Ding. Meet the level conditions. Ding. 100 people have been satisfied. Ding. The copy is officially opened. Ding. The channel is being matched. After everyone entered the dungeon, Zhao Qingmeng's communicator suddenly rang. He glanced at the message on the communicator and his face darkened. The news just came from the sky, saying that Shira from the Black Palace is planning a sneak attack and wants to kill our top 100 newcomers, especially the 9 newcomers with destiny. He quickly reported to Yun Zongkui. Yun Zongkui blinked his sleepy eyes. The Black Palace has done this kind of thing not once or twice. Do they have some misunderstanding about their own strength? As he said that, his slippers shook, and his figure immediately appeared in midair as if he was teleporting. Then he snapped his fingers. There was a loud boom. An inexplicable momentum burst out from the center of his finger snaps. The huge momentum suddenly condensed into a huge glass-like defensive cover, covering the entire Temple of Heaven. Then a huge fort appeared on the glass dome. That fort was even bigger than the black coffin that appeared over Hiroshima City in the video. Sky Cannon Forbidden Rules. If they dare to come, then blast them to pieces. At this time, Shu Yan had already entered the copy. Ding. You are matching channel number 1. Difficulty of this passage. Nightmare SS level. Nightmare SS level. Usually the difficulty of dungeons is divided into easy, normal, difficult, hell, and nightmare. Then if there are subdivisions for each difficulty stage, it would be SS, S, A, B, C, D, E, F. Nightmare SS must be the maximum difficulty under level 16 matching. How hard can it be? While Shu Yan was making random guesses, a light and shadow flashed by. The scene changes and appears in front of you, a dark passage filled with boundless black fog. Black, really dark, the kind that makes you unable to see your fingers, invisible to the naked eye. If it weren't for the fog sense, there would really be no difference between being blind here. At the same time, reminders appeared in my mind. You encounter black mist, and all attributes of your true body are weakened by 99%. Close black lens bracket. You encounter black fog and are about to go insane. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Ding. The fog sensor is automatically turned on, and all attributes of the real body are weakened but not effective. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Ding. Absolute will talent. Millions of will attributes, soul altar activated, insanity does not take effect. Close black lens bracket. Shu Yan finally understood why this passage was a nightmare SS level. Weaken all attributes by 99%. What else to play? And also insane. Simply. Fortunately, I have a strong talent to restrain myself, otherwise I would definitely be teleported away by the life-protecting stone talisman. At this moment, another sudden reminder came to my mind. Open black lens bracket. Ding. Moonlight is starting. Before Shu Yan could be surprised, he suddenly felt an unbearable itching on his forehead. He quickly opened the foggy bird's eye view and found that the mark on his forehead suddenly turned into a full moon shape. It seems like light is about to shine. This is not possible. Although my forehead can glow, it can dispel the surrounding dark fog just like the illumination spell. But considering that it is a dungeon assessment now, there should be a group of examiners outside monitoring your performance, so it is better not to reveal this forehead mark that is related to your personal identity. If I were invited to tea, I wouldn't know. And in this extremely evil era, it's not necessarily the case that there are no official ghosts from the Black Palace. His identity is unclear, so the mark on his forehead is a clue, although it is not in the shape of a death sickle now, but in the shape of a full moon. It's the same. Anyway, don't reveal it unless absolutely necessary. Moreover, my attributes have not been reduced. You won't lose your mind. No purification is needed at all. The full moon on the forehead has not yet fully appeared, so the examiners should not notice it, but if it really shines later, that may not be the case. Although, even if the examiners know about my true talent, it won't matter. After all, I have the responsibility of never losing control. But, still not right. A man's intuition. Thinking like this, Shu Yan mobilized his will and suppressed the full moon that was about to shine. Open black lens bracket ding. Close black lens bracket. Absolute will is adjusting the current soul skill. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket ding. Close black lens bracket. The moonlight changes to dark night mode, starting. Startup completed. Close black lens bracket. Dark night absorption, black mist bonus, all attributes of the body and true body are enhanced by 99%. Shu Yan. He never expected that his own soul skill could also be adjusted, just like Wanli Chengtu's go to battle. In dark night mode, there is still a full moon mark on the forehead, but it is invisible and only you can see it. Moreover, the full moon mark activated in dark night mode no longer emits light, but absorbs light. The performance here is sucking the black mist. The mark of the night absorbs the surrounding black mist, then transports it directly to the black altar, and then refines it by the black altar, and then turns it into its own amplification buff. I never expected it. It seems that choosing Moonlight Pearl is the right choice. Sure enough, the secret of fate is so wonderful. Shu Yan can feel that his strength, agility, and physical fitness have all increased with a 99% increase in his attributes. However, since his basic attributes are not high at all, even if he increases it by 99%, it will not be too explosive. But the growth rate of Wanli Chengtu is very obvious. Real body Wanli Chengtu. Level 16, recycled version. Strength 15,040, 16 times unparalleled, plus 99% increase, right pointing arrow 30,000. Agility 15,040, 16 times unparalleled, plus 99% increase, right pointing arrow 30,000. Spirit 15,040, 16 times unparalleled, plus 99% increase, right pointing arrow 30,000. Physique 15,040, 16 times unparalleled, plus 99% increase, right pointing arrow 30,000. Combat attack power 240,640, 16 times unparalleled, plus 99% increase, right pointing arrow 480,000. Of course, the most explosive thing is not Wanli Chengtu, but his own will. Under the increase, the will attribute was directly doubled to 2 million. It would be terrible if endless hell were open now. With 2 million willpower, the scope of the infinite hell can be increased to a radius of 2,000 meters, and the strength of the hell-stricken ones will also be directly increased by 200%. Imagine what kind of combat power it would be like to increase Blood Hand by 200%. So what about the Ghost Soldier Nest Mother who comes with 1,600 soldiers? Imagine that 1,600 warrior figurines that are comparable to level 20 elite bosses are doubled in combat power, all for your own use, and then superimposed with the Bloody Battle Madness field and the Dark Knight amplification. What an explosive scene it will be. Of course, if it is the level 20 Ghost Transformation Limited Edition. Share soul skills. That is the final outcome. Shu Yan absorbed the surrounding black fog through the dark night moon, but there was no light source in this passage, and it was still as dark as ink, like a devouring abyss. But Shu Yan was very adaptable, like a night walker. Outside the copy, the Sky Cannon ban gave the examiners a great sense of security. In these extremely evil times, you can never imagine how dirty and limitless the Black Palace's methods would be. This year's top 100 in Daxia is the most precious, class in the past century. Not only do they have the 9 destiny, but they also have a special destiny that can match the destiny and never lose control. They are the mainstay of Daxia's future. Any king of hell who covets these fates will be blasted into dregs by the forbidden sky cannon. Under the canopy, people outside could not see the situation inside the Temple of Heaven, and at this moment, there were already law enforcement officers stationed outside the Temple of Heaven. After confirming safety, Zhao Qingmeng broadcast live footage of the candidate's attack on the dungeon through void projection. On the screen, prompt messages appeared one after another. Channel 1 is in place. Shuyan, Special Destiny. Channel 2 is in place. Dongfang Yu, Destiny. Channel 3 is in place. Wu Wudong, Destiny. Channel 4 is in place. Gongqing, King. Channel 5 is in place. Shang Yabe, Destiny. Channel 6 is in place. Fu Qizhen, Destiny. Channel 7 is in place. Shang Yao, Destiny. Channel 8 is in place. Lu Bibi, Destiny. Channel 9 is in place. Chu Yin, Destiny. Channel 10 is in place. Zheng Shansong, Destiny. Channel 11 is in place. Li Nima, Destiny. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. Channel 100 is in place. Meng Haoran, King. Comma. Channel 1. Shu Yan. Sure enough, he was matched with Channel 1 of the Nightmare SS level difficulty. I don't know how long I can last. Damn it, why is Channel 1 dark? Let's watch a ball. Except for the first channel, the first 10 channels are all Destiny. Unexpectedly, Miss Gong, a king, was matched to the 4th channel. It seems that her actual combat power is much higher than we imagined. Comma. In copy. Roar. The hoarse and unpleasant roar of the monster sounded, as if to warn Shuyan that entering this Nightmare SS level difficulty number 1 passage, there is only a dead end. Turn on the dark moon mark and your eyes will be like wearing night vision goggles. Shuyan could see this place clearly. The earth is dark, the air of death lingers, and the smell of blood is strong. In the distance, nearly 100 monsters roared violently. Under the dark night vision, the monster's information is also clearly displayed in front of you. Monster. Headless bloody corpse. Level 20. Close black lens bracket. Type. Humanoid monster. Close black lens bracket. Note. They were originally civilians in Hiroshima City. Their heads were eaten by the blood fountain and they turned into headless monsters. They wandered here with great resentment, and the blood spring gave them some special abilities. Skills. Blood poison, dark system, human bomb, dark system. Opening square bracket ... Others omitted. Looking at the note's introduction, Shuyan's heart sank. The people of Hiroshima City were turned into headless monsters when they were eroded by the underworld. So what will happen to the people of Shanglong Town if they are taken away by the blue falling underworld? Okay, there is no room for overthinking. Ouch. The headless bloody corpses have already been slaughtered. They do not have any humanity, and they are not the ordinary people of Hiroshima who have no power to restrain themselves. Under the nourishment of the blood spring, they transformed into evil monster leaders with a total 4-dimensional attribute of more than 30,000. The total attributes are similar to the evil monster boss Golden-Haired Lizard King in Dajin Lake. Equivalent to a human hero around level 25. Or a general at level 16 or so. Huge amount of. There are hundreds of them in this wave. Shuyan certainly didn't take it seriously with a total attribute of 30,000 plus. The tricky thing is the skill of these headless blood corpses, blood poison corrosion. They spray poisonous blood. Blood spurted out from their broken necks like a fountain. And the flow is endless, as if the flow is endless. Blood, extraordinary blood, comes from underworld number E889, which contains huge toxins. When their blood splashed onto the ground was corroded, and then a burst of black smoke rose. If the life hunter's body is sprayed, it will be corroded to the point of being completely dead within 10 minutes, which is quite terrifying. Not only that, these headless bloody corpses also have self-destruction soul skills. Even if I die, I have to hold on to my back, which is very disgusting. Blood spurting plus self-destruction will make it very difficult. You will suffer a lot in close combat. If there are long-range soul skills, that would undoubtedly be the best. Under the premise of ensuring that they are not sprayed with blood, detouring guerrilla and long-range operations are the best strategies. If you are sprayed with their blood or fall into their encirclement, it will be very dangerous. But none of this is a problem for Wanli Chengtu. Wanli Chengtu can borrow perverted power, even if he doesn't dodge. It won't matter even if he is corroded into blood or blown into minced flesh. As long as it's not a one-hit kill attack, it doesn't pose any threat to him. But to deal with this level of evil monsters, there is no need to use abnormal trump cards. Basic attack tactics are enough to deal with it. And Mark of the Night absorbed the black mist and turned it into the amplifying buff of 10,000 miles of slaughter. But the headless bloody corpse here has no increase in black mist. After one addition and one subtraction, will this channel still be a Nightmare SS level difficulty? No need to think about it. The massacre of thousands of miles will definitely kill everyone. Roar! The headless bloody corpses charged towards them, their roars resounding through the first passage, and the pressure they exuded locked onto the 10,000 miles slaughter. Shu Yan sneered. More coercive than will. Who are you? With a thought, his eyes bloomed with a strange light. At this moment, the cold pressure erupted from the headless bloody corpses was directly crushed by Shu Yan's millions of wills. Wah! Thousands of miles long butcher raised his knife and took a big step. Cut it off with one knife. The sword energy goes wild, domineering, decisive, and majestic, like a tiger coming out of its gate. The headless bloody corpse rushing forward was split in half by this extremely powerful sword energy before it could react. Boom! The blood corpse explodes. It's like blood spray. Very disgusting. At the same time, the prompt sounds. Kill the headless bloody corpse, experience plus 2000. Recover dead soul energy plus 2000. Roar! The group of headless bloody corpses behind them were not affected and roared towards them again. Wanli Chengtu raised his knife again. It's time for some domineering output. A whoosh sound. The broken knife shot out like a powerful dragon rising into the sky. This move is a strategy created by Wanli Chengtu based on the fusion of wrathful sky cutting and status. Name: Suo Chenjan. One sword turns into 1,000 blades, chasing the body and locking the soul. Once it is used, it can kill anyone within 1,000 meters. It is so overbearing and arrogant that there is no way to escape. The broken knife surged up like a dragon, carrying a biting fire energy, and then turned into flaming blades, locking on the evil monsters one by one and slashing them down. This is the Fury Lock 1000 slash. Boom! Under 1,000 chops, all the hundreds of headless bloody corpses were chopped into pieces, turned into endless rain of blood, and then burned up by the rage in an instant. I won't even give you a chance to self-destruct. This wave is extremely fast. Kill all the headless bloody corpses. Experience points are like the gold coins dropped from a slot machine. A full 200,000 experience points have been recorded. At the same time, there are 200,000 soul energy reserved experience. At the same time, prompts sounded in my ears. All evil monsters in Channel 1 have been eliminated. Close black lens bracket. Congratulations on clearing Passage 1. Close black lens bracket. Please wait for other members to clear the level. Close black lens bracket. Currently, there are still 99 channels that are being conquered with all our strength. Shu Yan was stunned. First place again. Is this the end of the level? Is it that easy? Wah! The wind roars. The ground shook. The remains of the headless bloody corpse disappeared in the vibration, as if it had been swallowed by the earth. Then, the black fog cleared. The entire passage lights up, just like daylight. Chapter 111. Examiner's Seat. Deathly silence. The expressions of the 4 fiends of the hunting god pavilion, the 8 generals, the 13 Taibao, and even the leader of the Ministry of Education in charge of education were completely dull. Their eyes were filled with deep disbelief. What the hell is this? One examiner's expression can be described as horrified. What did he just see? No, he didn't see anything. Channel 1 is now bright, but it was dark before. By the time he could see the screen, Shu Yan had already cleared the level. It turns out, just used it. Less than a minute. Just past the first channel. He immediately became mute. Completely stupid. The other examiners also took a deep breath. Very shocking. You must know that the difficulty of Channel 1 is Nightmare SS level. The black mist inside will weaken 99% of the basic attributes of the Life Hunter, and it will also cause the Life Hunter to go insane. The Nightmare SS level Headless Bloody Corpse is not a good one. After being increased by 99% of its combat power by the Black Mist, its total attributes are close to 60,000. Even the Human King of the same level may not be able to defeat it in a duel. And among all the 100 passages, only the Headless Bloody Corpse in Passage 1 has Dark Soul skills, which is very difficult to deal with. Not to mention there are 100 of them. A real Nightmare SS level. No moisture at all. Incredible. The first one to clear the level, and it was also the Nightmare SS level passage. It took less than a minute. How did Quanchang Shuyan do it? Tell me, that kid is serious. He doesn't know how to use a simple flare or something. This assessment does not limit the use of such low-level props. The surveillance screen is so dark that you can't see anything. Quote, before he cleared the level, he couldn't see his fingers in the entire passage, so how did he defeat the monsters? Typing blindly. The examiners were shocked and puzzled, so they could only look for help on Zhao Qingmeng. The blue-eyed white python can directly see through the underworld copy and the black mist, and Zhao Qingmeng has the same fate as it and can share its vision with it. Apart from the 5-star General Yun Zongkui, only Blue Eyes White Python and Zhao Qingmeng may be aware of what happened inside. However, Zhao Qingmeng can speak human language, Blue Eyes White Python cannot, and Yun Zun doesn't like to talk much. General Zhao, have you seen everything clearly? Why did the child pass the level? Zhao Qingmeng seemed to be still reminiscing about the battle in Channel 1. He came to his senses when he heard someone calling him. In the eyes of everyone, Zhao Qingmeng took a deep breath, and then nodded solemnly, yes. You said what did you see? Zhao Qingmeng was thinking about how to express what he saw with his own eyes. After a long time, he uttered 2 words, excellent. Everyone. Then I thought about it again. Well, that's great. Don't panic when encountering monsters. He is calm and collected, and his real fighting skills are top-notch. And he has an even more amazing talent than I imagined. The examiners' curiosity was raised even higher, and they all looked at him, full of curiosity. What talent? Zhao Qingmeng said. I can't say what the specific talent is, but I have observed a phenomenon. The fog in Channel 1 has the greatest reduction in attributes, but he seems to be fine. There must be more than one talent. In addition, the soul skills are also very good. Although I don't know what Shu Yan's skill is called, it seems to have changed a lot. Of course, all of this was brought to him by that unique and special fate. How to say, powerful is not enough to describe his performance. Perhaps, pervert, is more appropriate. Abnormal. Everyone nodded in unanimous approval. 10 minutes later, Channel 2 was cleared. There was applause from the examiner's bench. Yes, although the fault in Passage 1 is the most difficult, reaching Nightmare SS level, the difficulty of Passage 2 is also very high, and it also has Nightmare D level difficulty. Dongfang Yu is worthy of being the daughter of the god of war Dongfang Hong. She possesses the bug-level talent of Ignore All Talents coupled with her true body's explosive body technique. She can play the nightmare difficulty as if it were a normal difficulty. Powerful. 16 minutes later, Channel 3 was cleared. Zhao Qingmeng nodded. Well, it's Wu Wudong's normal operation. The real Wuji Sword Emperor can do more than 100,000 damage with one sword. Even in the number 3 channel of the S-level hell, he is invincible. 19 minutes later, Channel 4 was cleared. Zhao Qingmeng was slightly surprised. I was mistaken before. Gong Qing is really good. Her true form is Wang Ji of Luoshui. She can summon falling flowers and flowing water to kill silently. She fights very elegantly. A king's fate can perform like this. If there is a chance in the future, being promoted to Destiny, it is probably the bug-level Destiny in Destiny, which is really exciting. Boom. At this time, a sudden explosion sounded from the black coffin, and then the entrance of the black coffin shook, and then a figure flew out of the black coffin. Someone was eliminated. Someone from the examiner's seat said. The first eliminated person is from Channel 89. The name is Kai Sha, from the Burial 2 family in Lake City, Zhongmining. His true identity is the Burial 2 Plague King. He is good at using poison and can cause biochemical infections. His combat method is somewhat similar to Luo Hua Lu Shui's stealth killing. Looking at the surveillance screen, Zhao Qingmeng frowned, looking a bit incredulous. In the difficulty level passage 89, Chisha's Buried Earth Plague King should have a good performance. How could it be eliminated first? An examiner next to him responded. It was obvious that he made a mistake, causing his life gate to open wide, and then he was stabbed in the back by an evil monster. The life-protecting stone talisman helped him block the fatal blow, and then he was teleported out. Zhao Qingmeng wondered, how could the top 100 newcomers in Daxia who competed among millions of newcomers make such a stupid mistake? Maybe I'm nervous, it's the final exam after all. Zhao Qingmeng was still a little suspicious and muttered a few times to the blue-eyed white python next to him. Hearing the blue-eyed white python's reply, Zhao Qingmeng was slightly reassured. Well, even Brother Qing can't tell what's wrong. It's really because I'm overthinking it. At this time, a slightly younger examiner came over and said, General Zhao, if someone is eliminated, can the top 100 passages be combined into one in the end? Zhao Qingmeng nodded and said, yes, once the other passages are cleared, the remaining people can enter his passage and continue to clear it. In the end, there is hope that the 100 paths will become one. I see, Temple of Heaven Square, elimination area. Kai Shaw's expression was not lonely, but even a little proud. This year, the Hunting God Pavilion plans to recruit 10 people. Under the suppression of the 9 destinies, his chances of winning are not great. He did not come for the Hunting God Pavilion, but he came with a mission. That year, a butterfly on the east coast flapped its wings, causing a Caribbean hurricane in the western region. Now, my mission is completed. What will happen? Don't know exactly. Father didn't say much. But my father made a big guarantee. That guy named Shuyan will die. I'm really looking forward to it. At this time, on the rostrum, the blue-eyed white python suddenly let out a cry, showing great anxiety. Not good. Zhao Qingmeng suddenly shouted in shock. Boom, 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 very suddenly. The terrifying explosion sound was like a series of thunder, resounding from the black coffin. One after another figures flew out. The life-protecting stone talisman number 2 exploded to pieces. Dongfang Yu, Destiny, is eliminated. The life-protecting stone talisman number 3 exploded to pieces. Wu Wudong, Destiny, was eliminated. The life-protecting stone talisman number 4 exploded to pieces. Gongqing, King, is eliminated. The life-protecting stone talisman number 5 exploded to pieces. Shang Yabe, Destiny, is eliminated. The life-protecting stone talisman number 6 exploded to pieces. Fu Qizhen, Destiny, is eliminated. The life-protecting stone talisman number 7 exploded to pieces. Shang Yao, Destiny, is eliminated. The life-protecting stone talisman number 8 exploded to pieces. Lu Bibi, Destiny, is eliminated. The life-protecting stone talisman number 9 exploded to pieces. Chu Yin, Destiny, is eliminated. The life-protecting stone talisman number 10 exploded to pieces. Zheng Shansong, Destiny, was eliminated. The life-protecting stone talisman number 11 exploded to pieces. Li Nima, Destiny, is eliminated. .. The life-protecting stone talisman number 100 was blown to pieces. Meng Haoran, King, was eliminated. Boom, 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 boom. The life-protecting stone talismans were all blown to pieces at the same time. Daxia's top 100, all exploded at the same time. Even Dongfang Yu, Wu Wudong, Gongqing and others who had been cleared before were blown out and eliminated. See this scene in front of you. Everyone at the examiner's bench. Their faces all changed drastically. Within the copy, Shu Yan didn't feel very good. He was blown to pieces. Open black lens bracket ding. Close black lens bracket. Automatically turn on ghost resonance. Close black lens bracket. Automatically turn on metamorphosis. Close black lens bracket. Abnormal time limit. 20 minutes. Outside the copy, the top 100 newcomers in Daxia all gasped. In the end, what happened? After clearly clearing the monsters in the passage, there was an inexplicable loud noise, and then the life-protecting stone talisman broke. Then, the copy was blown out. But why did the life-protecting stone talisman suddenly break? What fatal blow did he suffer? Was it the action of the hidden boss in the passage? Suddenly, I originally thought that it was because my real body strength was limited and my combat skills were not good, but when I turned around and saw the candidates who were ranked higher than me, and even the 9 destinies were exploded. Everyone will be mentally balanced. It is indeed a big test for the Hunting God Pavilion. It is difficult. Too difficult. I don't even know how I died. The mentality of the 9 destiny candidates is somewhat different from that of lower-ranked candidates. I did hear a loud noise and felt the force of an explosion, but it seemed to be a force that transcended the rules and could not be defended at all. The experience just now was very close to death. If it were not for the life-protecting stone talisman, they might have been blown into pieces by now. Even when I think about it now, I still feel scared. So what just happened? On the rostrum. The surveillance is black. Can't see anything. What the hell? What happened? The examiners responsible for monitoring were like a mess. Qinglong, what do you think? Yun Zongkui no longer looked carefree and looked at the blue-eyed white python, his voice filled with majesty. The blue-eyed white python is one of the 4 fierce generals of the hunting god pavilion. He is not a real python, but an upright person in Daxia. His name is Long Tianjian, nicknamed Qinglong. Has dual talents. Talent 1. The body and the real body can be integrated into each other. Talent 2. Blue eyes. In a battle 10 years ago, Long Tianjian's body was destroyed and he almost died. Fortunately, at the last moment, he integrated the last bit of power into his real body and saved his life. After merging the disabled body, the real body, Blue Eyes White Dragon, was reduced to a physical version of the Blue Eyes White Python. Since then, Long Tianjian rarely showed his true form to others. As one of the 4 fierce generals of the hunting god pavilion, Long Tianjian's recovery of strength has been put on the agenda. Although Long Tianjian's current combat power is still somewhat compromised, his talent, Blue Eyes, has not weakened at all. Blue Eyes can penetrate the copy and see the secret events happening inside. But the shortcoming is that I can't speak human words. Hang chi 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 chi. Zhao Qingmeng looked solemn on the side and translated. Brother Qinglong said that the Wangquan copy space has been disrupted, and it seems that a secret object has infected the rules. Hang chi chi. Brother Qing said. His blue eyes have also been restrained, and he can't see anything in the copy. Yun Zongkui nodded thoughtfully. You can't even see through Qingyan. That secret object is probably at a taboo level. An old man wearing glasses on the rostrum said, forbidden objects cannot appear in the dungeon for no reason. They must have been brought in by someone. Hang chi chi. Zhao Qingmeng completed the translation. After listening, the old man's tone was solemn, so I don't know who brought him in. Are there any doubts about this issue? Zhao Qingmeng said angrily, it must be those bastards from the Black Palace. They do all these shameful things. But what's the purpose? As soon as the forbidden object came out, all the passages in the dungeon were blown up. If it weren't for the specific life-protecting stone talisman, all the top 100 newcomers of our class in Great Sha, together with the 9 destiny, would be buried inside. Their purpose is known to everyone, it is to kill all our newcomers and cut off our roots in Daxia. Similar cases have also occurred in other member states of the 10,000 Races Association. They caused trouble during the college entrance examination and used extremely dirty methods. Fortunately, we have absorbed the experience of all races. The sky cannon is forbidden, and the safety level reaches the highest level 10. In addition, we issue specific life-protecting stone talismans to each candidate as a backup protection. Although the top 100 newcomers were blown out of the dungeon, it is obvious that the Black Palace's plan did not succeed. This is something to be thankful for. It's too early to say we're happy now. How the forbidden objects were brought into the official copy is still a problem. And it's a big problem. I can only confirm the scope. It was brought in by one of the hundreds of candidates. You mean there are chess pieces from the Black Palace among the candidates? Possible, but there's another possibility. The candidates who were brought in didn't know it themselves, but were just cleverly used. After all, it's a taboo-level secret that even Blue Eyes can't identify, let alone them. Just because Qingyan can't see it doesn't mean Junquan Division's Celestial Eye can't see it either. The problem here is still very strange. Yes, anyone entering the official copy needs identity verification. If there is an abnormality in the identity verification, the Junquan Division will know about it and then issue an alarm. The Hunting God Pavilion will arrest them as soon as they receive the alarm. The same goes for forbidden items. But there was no alarm just now. 2 possibilities. One possibility is that there is an inner ghost in Junquan Division, who is guarding and stealing, and deliberately let this forbidden secret object go. Another possibility is that this forbidden secret object is powerful enough to escape the surveillance of Junquan Division's Sky Eye. Junquan Division's Heavenly Eye is different from the Blue Eye's talent. It uses the top secret power of Yishantian. It is also our strategic prevention and control weapon in Daxia. Even taboo-level secrets cannot bypass it. Quote. So, you mean there is a ghost inside Junquan Division? The old man nodded. This possibility cannot be ruled out. Anyway, the forbidden secret did escape Junquan Division's eyes and was successfully brought into the dungeon. This shows that there are still loopholes in our prevention and control. Yes, this raid on the Black Palace deserves our vigilance. There may be ghosts in the Junquan Division. To be on the safe side, it is necessary for our God Hunting Pavilion to launch a new round of ghost hunting operations. I didn't expect that the Black Palace's operation would actually use forbidden-level secrets. It's really a big deal. A taboo-level secret is exchanged for Daxia's future top 100 and the 9 destinies. Isn't it a loss? Fortunately, we held on. Just when everyone was relieved, an extremely frightening roar resounded. No, it's not that simple. The person who made this roar was one of the 4 evils, the blue-eyed white python. He was so anxious that he transformed into his true form, Long Tianjian. The facial features on the face are misplaced, the muscles and bones on the body are exposed and very disordered, one foot is lame, and the other foot has only bones and no flesh, which is very scary. But now, Long Tianjian doesn't care about his image at all. The body jumped up, and the white python's real body behind him soared 10 meters, and boundless white flames erupted from its body, making the sound of the wind shake, and its eyes glowed with a sharp blue light, which shot directly to the black coffin in the field. He yelled, "The situation in the dungeon is wrong. Affected by the forbidden secret, the dungeon has mutated. The true purpose of the Black Palace is not just to kill the new students." Ding! At this time, a message also came from Yun Zonkui's communicator. From Junquan Sishinai Department Kizaru. Level 10 alert. Close black lens bracket. Unknown forbidden objects have invaded E889 Wonquan copy. After 10 minutes, this copy will be resurrected and reappear. Close black lens bracket. How come? Yun Zonkui certainly did not doubt the authenticity of this information. There was no way that 5-star General Kizaru would make such a joke to him. No conspiracy exists in isolation. The ambitions of the Black Temple are well known to everyone, and the human race has always been one of their targets as a tough nut to crack. In order to destroy this goal, they did not hesitate to use various means. 20 years ago, the September 12 incident destroyed almost all the schools in North America through careful planning. If you want to destroy your clan, you must first destroy your wisdom. North America fell quickly. This time the situation may be more serious. The resurrection of the copy and its reappearance will definitely be a huge disaster. Yun Zonkui understood. The purpose of the Black Palace is not to kill the new people in Daxia. Their real purpose is to resurrect this underworld, and then cause the disaster of Blood Spring. Just want it. Massacre the city of Shangjing. If this underworld is resurrected, then the 20 million people who came to Beijing will follow in the footsteps of Hiroshima and become headless bloody corpses. The entire trip to Beijing will become a hell on earth just like Hiroshima 100 years ago. Shangjing is also the resource center of Daxia, and many Wonquan dungeon resources are located here. Shangjing was destroyed. Daxia will be in chaos. Black Palace. Wild ambition. Extremely vicious. 10 minutes left. There is no way out. The real purpose of the Black Palace is to massacre the city. All departments, please take action. Organize people to evacuate immediately. We still have 10 minutes. But there are more than 20 million permanent residents in Shangjing City, and the transportation capacity of the teleportation array is limited. It is already too late to transfer. Is there no other way? There is a way. It is to have someone clear the 100 paths in the dungeon, let the 100 paths merge into one, and then go to the dungeon spring platform to seal the blood rainbow spring platform that is about to be resurrected. No, this method cannot be implemented. According to the rules of Wonquan, only newcomers at level 16 can enter this dungeon, but they were all blown out. I've tried it, but now I can't get in. That forbidden object has sealed the dungeon door. I can't get in, and no one can get in. Even blasting it with a sky cannon won't work. Is there really no other way? Long Tianjian shouted. Yes. Yes. There's someone inside. Who? Star of Quancheng. Xu Yan. He is still inside. How could he still be in there? Isn't that forbidden secret useless to him? I don't know why, but it's true. The candidates who were blown out have been counted. There are 99 of them. Only Xu Yan from Quancheng didn't come out. The copy is sealed, and I can't see through it with my blue eyes, but I can faintly detect the breath of life inside. I'm sure Xu Yan is still inside. Still alive. The only way to save Shengjing at the moment is to let him quickly clear the 100 paths, then combine the 100 paths into one, and enter the spring platform to reseal this underworld. One person knows all the ways. How to do it. It only took him 1 minute to clear channel 1 of the SS level difficulty of Nightmare. It is conceivable that if it were other lower difficulty channels, his clearance speed would be faster. If we informed him of the stakes, he could clear it within 10 minutes. Momochi can still be fought for. However, after the 100 paths merge into one, there is a very powerful demon king leading to the last door. You must defeat it to reach the spring platform. Plus there is a time limit. How can you do it? Still talking nonsense over there. Yun Zongkui's willpower has already been transferred to the copy. Within the copy, Xu Yan didn't know what happened. Why was he suddenly blown up? And after being bombed, he can actually pervert automatically. It seems that because this explosion was not fatal to him, the life-protecting stone talisman was not consumed, and the soldiers in the hell did not die for him. The feeling of the slag state is very strange, like controlling a pile of mud from a god's perspective. The feeling is indescribable. I am just vaguely worried that if the surveillance officer outside discovers that his body can be perverted, he will be regarded as a non-human in the Black Palace. But there is no use worrying. Everything has happened. Let it go. Anyway, I have the responsibility of never losing control. Lao Tai, the human race is the strongest. No matter how you explain it, it makes sense. Just as he got used to his scumbag state, a voice suddenly sounded in the passage. Hello, Xu Yan. I am Yun Zongkui. I know you're alive. Xu Yan's eyes widened. He has no eyes in his scumbag state. Yun Zongkui, Yun Zun. Give me a message. I've turned into scum, but you can still see that I'm still alive. Does he know I'm going to be a pervert? You want to investigate me? Xu Yan felt something was wrong because Yun Zongkui's thoughts sounded very urgent. To make a long story short, the Hunting God Pavilion needs you to complete a major task, which is to clear 100 passages alone, then enter the spring platform and reseal this copy. You need to, within 10 minutes. No, you only have 9 minutes now. Don't ask anything, you just need to know. If you can't seal this underworld, you will die in it. Xu Yan's expression changed. He was in a scumbag state. So, what happened? After a while, Yun Zongkui's voice came again, this time in a roaring tone. Act quickly. Only 8 minutes left. Don't think I'm being alarmist. Maybe today is the day to die. Maybe you'll die scarred in there. My neck was choked by the evil hand of the evil monster, my intestines were pierced by the sharp blade of the evil monster, and I was ravaged, crushed, and dead by the evil monster's fist. But you still have to do it. Do it hard. If it works, the entire Shengjing city, and even the entire Daxia, will sing loudly for you. Every man, woman and child will know your name too. Ding-da, $%. Then it seemed that the signal was cut off. Xu Yan could no longer hear clearly what he said. Yun Zongkui, Daxia 5-star general. Of course I won't joke with him. Within 8 minutes, one person must clear this copy and reseal it. Timeout. Die. Don't ask why. Outside the copy. Yun Zongkui is still working hard. In folklore, the 5-star general Yun Zongkui is the one who can turn the tide and save the world from danger. Sky cannon. Clang. At the end of aisle 1, the door opened. But what leads to it is not the final fountain, but a gloomy hall. There is a suspended light and shadow on the top of the hall. Just like the red moon over the territory numbered 758 before. It's just that this red moon is disappearing at a speed visible to the naked eye, just like a lunar eclipse. Open black lens bracket ding. Close black lens bracket. Although Shu Yan is still in a state of scum, he still feels the mark of the Dark Knight on his forehead. The mark of the Dark Knight is ready to move, resonating with the red moon above the head. After the resonance, a series of information jumped into his mind. The underworld seal is being lifted, countdown to unsealing, 0 hours 7 minutes and 58 seconds. After the seal is lifted, if you don't leave, you will turn into a ghost in the underworld. Close black lens bracket. The current copy is infiltrated by the forbidden power and cannot exit the copy on its own. Close black lens bracket. Current number of copies, 1. Shu Yan was surprised. Why am I the only one left in this copy? Thinking of the explosion just now. So, the explosion not only happened in channel number 1, but also happened in all channels. At that moment, everyone was teleported out by the life-protecting stone talisman, and only I became a scumbag. Probably. It seems that that moment is the only chance to escape from the copy. Now, it is no longer possible to escape. Infected by some taboo power, the life-protecting stone talisman has become ineffective, and he cannot go out on his own. Damned, how does rule infection occur? Why was this underworld seal lifted? I thought of Yun Zun's words, don't ask why. After all, time is running out. The consequences of unblocking Wangquan will be dire. It may cause a human tragedy like Hiroshima. And if I can't prevent the underworld from being unsealed, I will become a monster in the underworld. Brother, baby, it's all on me. Time waits for no one. So what to do? Yun Zun said, clear the copy and seal the spring platform. But how can one pass the level alone? Where are the other 99 passages? Look around. 100 black coffins are displayed in the hall. Each black coffin is numbered. The coffin was standing upright, and the lids were open, like coffin doors leading to a spooky place. Shu Yan understood immediately. These 100 coffin doors should correspond to 100 passages. I remember that just now I, in my scum state, came out of the first black coffin. Ding! At this time, the mark of the Dark Knight continued to resonate with the red moon above the head, and then the data of difficulty and completion suddenly appeared on the coffin door. Coffin door number 1 displays Nightmare SS level, 100% complete. Close black lens bracket. Coffin door number 2 shows Nightmare level D, completeness 100%. Close black lens bracket. Coffin door number 3 displays Hell S level, 100% complete. Close black lens bracket. Coffin door number 4 displays Hell level A, 100% complete. Close black lens bracket. Coffin door number 5 shows Hell level B, completion level 58%. Because time was tight, Shu Yan just glanced quickly. The first 4 passages have all been cleared. The difficulty of the following passages is not high, and each passage has a certain degree of completion. The one with the lowest degree of completion is coffin door number 89, which shows difficulty level E, with a degree of completion of 1%. Let's do it. There is nothing left to hide at this time. Shu Yan is abnormal. Return to human form. A thought. Level limit exceeded. Begin to become a ghost. Boom. A black evil energy suddenly burst out from his body, like a pillar of fire, and then intertwined with his body, gradually solidifying into a strange humanoid coat. His feet left the ground and floated in midair, like a ghost. Ontology, Shu Yan. Limit breaking level 20. Will 1.18 million plus 1466 Dark Knight increase plus 99%, right pointing arrow 2.35 million. Boom. Thousands of miles long butchery is abnormal. Return to entity. Break the limit and become a ghost. The remaining armor on his body continued to expand, and his muscles stretched like steel. The cracking sound of bones accompanied by the twisting of the body shook the entire venue. A pair of huge black soul wings formed from the souls of the dead souls of Guishu emerged from behind. The moment it flapped its wings, a sudden black flame erupted, as if there were endless soul shadows traveling through it. The flag that led the 5 elements also burst out with a roar of wind at this moment, as if the ghosts of thousands of troops were roaring around. 10 meters tall, holding a 10-meter cutting knife. The 5 elements battle flag is fierce. Like a gloomy god of death, floating in the air, overlooking all living things, the demons fled and the gods retreated. Limit breaking level 20. Strength 29,000, Dark Knight increase plus 99%, right pointing arrow 58,000. Combat attack power 590,000, 20 times unparalleled, Dark Knight increase plus 99%, right pointing arrow 1.18 million. Boom. Open black lens bracket, the endless hell opens. Close black lens bracket. Ghost resonance mode. Ontological will 2.35 million. Open black lens bracket, hell range, close black lens bracket, 2,350 meters in radius. Duration 23.5 minutes. Strength increase, the strength of those who enter the eternal hell will increase by 235%. Capacity 3 misfortunes. Boom. Light and shadow flashed. Bloody hands. Horned dragon. Ghost soldier nest girl. Show up one by one. Hu ho ho ho. Xu Yan quickly issued an order to the ghost soldier Chao Niang. The ghost soldier Chao Niang's order was conveyed simultaneously, and 1,625 soldiers immediately appeared on the field. All available. Enjoy the 235% increase in strength of the infinite hell. Plus the Dark Knight increase rate is 99%. Return to the ruins and turn into a ghost. Level limit exceeded. Share soul skills. Each attribute is directly improved to the point of explosion. Full status. Get started. Comma. There are 100 passages, and there are still 95 that have not been cleared. But these 95 items are not enough for everyone to share. Xu Yan had a thought. The 1,625 warriors, including 10,000 miles of Changshou, Bloody Hands, Horned Dragon, and Ghost Soldier Chao Niang, all rushed into the coffin doors where they were arranged, just like they were snatching food. Passage number 5, Hell Level B, completion level 58%. Wanli Chengshou used a Fury Lock 1000/ to break through directly. Time taken 9 seconds. Then quickly return to the hall and enter the next coffin door. Swish. Bloody Hand rushed into Channel 6 and used the shared soul skill Rage to directly attract the monsters. The evil monsters inside raised their heads, and their pupils all shrank, because at this moment they seemed to see a huge mountain peak pressing down on a group of tiny ants. Boom. Channel 6 is breached. Time taken 25 seconds. Channel number 7 was being baptized by overwhelming flames. Before hundreds of evil monsters could rush towards the horned dragon, they could only let out a scream and were burned into nothingness. Channel 7 is breached. Time taken 48 seconds. The difficulty of the passages numbered below 20 is below difficulty level B. These passages have become a performance venue for 1,625 warriors. The strength of the warriors itself is comparable to that of a level 20 elite boss. Now, after being boosted by the Infernal Hell and Dark Knight, it has been raised to a very exaggerated level. Moreover, in resonance mode, soul skills are shared, and their attack methods are no longer limited to the simple attacks before. Just using 1,000 wrath slashes can be used as much as 1,000. 1,625 terracotta warriors are allocated to the coffin door passages numbered 21 to 100, with an average of 20 per coffin door. One strike of 1,000 wrathful slashes. The scene can be imagined. 80 passages, killing people like ghosts and wolves, and experience points exploding all over the sky. Just 3 minutes later, 100 channels, all cleared. Off the field, the people in the Hunting God Pavilion looked grim. Yun Zongkui used his sky cannon field. Within the realm, a high-level meeting of the Hunting God Pavilion, invisible to outsiders, was being held urgently. What can you do in 10 minutes? Conduct a large-scale evacuation operation and move a large number of city residents to relatively safe places through portals, railways, highways and other means of transportation. It's being done, but it is simply impossible to transfer all the people in Beijing. How about just destroying the copy? The copy has been infiltrated. If it is destroyed directly, the underworld will immediately emerge, so not only cannot it be destroyed, but we must keep an eye on it. In addition, there is another candidate inside, who is the X factor. No chaos. Evacuate people, but don't let them know what's about to happen. There are saboteurs from the Black Temple lurking among the people. It is difficult to prevent them at this juncture. The refuge area has been activated urgently. Why the forbidden objects can bypass the surveillance of the Sky Eye. The Sky Eye department has already found out. It's not that the forbidden object was brought in, but that it was already there. What? According to the judgment of Tianyan, this is a planned layout. Just to destroy us in Beijing, the Black Palace spent 70 years. How to say? Do you still remember how this copy of Wangquan came about? 70 years ago, before the total fall of Dongying District, the high-level officials of Dongying District handed it over to us, Daxia. That's right, 70 years ago, the Japanese handed over this copy of Wangquan to us. It seemed to be for the good of the human race, but the truth behind it concealed a terrifying murderous intention. The Japanese people back then had been eroded and had no good intentions, leaving demon seeds in the dungeon. And that demon seed is a forbidden level secret that has taken root in the dungeon for 70 years. It can resurrect the underworld dungeon and bring disaster back. Back then, when we took over this copy of Wangquan and settled in Shangjing, it was equivalent to planting a time bomb in Shangjing. And today, 70 years later, that's when it gets detonated. I wonder how Huang Quan could suddenly resurrect, even with the most powerful secret thing. It is indeed a planned conspiracy. The demon seed that has been rooted in the dungeon for 70 years has accumulated enough secret power to resurrect Huang Quan, but it still needs to be detonated before it can be activated. The explosives were also investigated and came from the Wanji Commercial Bank. Because they were labeled as a direct link to the top management of the Wanzhou Association, they bypassed the surveillance of the Sky Eye. So, the changes in this dungeon are not only the work of the Black Palace, but also members of the Wanzhou Association are involved. The Sky Eye department has upgraded this crisis to S level. Unless the demon seed is removed from within, there is basically no solution. We have to prepare for the worst. Losing Shangjing. Boom. At this moment, a bright bloody light suddenly emitted from the entrance of the black coffin on the Temple of Heaven. This is. The high-level officials of Hunter God Pavilion looked at each other. This is a sign that hundreds of passages merge into one and form the final bloody road. Zhao Qingmeng pinched his watch and exclaimed, "It's too fast. It only took 3 minutes, how did the kid do it?" Everyone's eyes twitched. Although he knew that Xu Yan was very strong, no matter how strong he was still just a newcomer. No one had really put their hope of saving Shangjing on a child before. But at this moment, their mentality changed. There are still 5 minutes until the underworld is resurrected. There's still time, maybe that kid can really hope to keep going to Beijing. Be prepared. How long will it take for the 100,000 soldiers of the Hunting God Pavilion to arrive? Everyone is teleporting. There are still 4 minutes until everyone is here. Should be able to make it in time. Within the copy, hundreds of coffins merge into one. A huge blood gate appeared in front of Xu Yan. Entering the blood gate, there is a feeling of weightlessness. After a free fall, his eyes lit up. Is this the land of spring platforms? The red moon above our head is still there, but it is almost approaching the state of total lunar eclipse. The underworld seal is being lifted. Countdown to unsealing. 0 hours 4 minutes and 58 seconds. There's less than 5 minutes left. Resealing is very simple. Just embed the sealing stone into the spring platform. But where is the spring platform? Theoretically, there should be a final boss here. After killing it, the spring platform will come out. Xu Yan thought secretly. There is a pool of bubbling blood at the end of the field. There is a smell of monster inside. It seems that the ultimate boss is hidden in the blood pool. What else is there to say? Take your life. With a thought, Xu Yan mobilized thousands of miles of slaughter, bloody hands, horned dragons, ghost soldiers, and 1,625 soldiers to join the battle. The ghost transformed into a resonance, breaking through 100 passages in 3 minutes, and no one was killed. Now facing the final boss, there is no need to be particular, just go up together. Before, they fought independently, and the bloody hands did not show the bloody battlefield. Now the field can have it. The field is open. Everyone went crazy, and their strength was even higher than the previous full state. Facing a small boss is no big deal. War. He was about to take action, but suddenly he seemed to be imprisoned by some force. Wanli Chengtu, the horned dragon, the ghost soldier, the nest mother and the soldiers were all unable to move. Only the main body can move. What happened? A prompt sounded. Warning. Fierce ambition. Devil seed. Spiritual suppression. That's when, boom, a huge figure rose from the blood pool. It's a huge, headless bloody corpse. The body shape is even larger than Wanli Chengtu, with a height of 20 meters. This is still the height after removing the head. Then, Xu Yan saw something that made his stomach shrink. The pupils trembled. After millions of wills, there were few things that could make his eyes tremble, and that was the guy in front of him. This guy's body is a huge face, like a well-defined head embedded in the body. It uses breasts as eyes and navel as mouth. The eyes are like copper bells, the mouth is like shark jaws, the lips are turned out, and you can see the terrifying towering sharp teeth in the belly. No head. But what's with the hair? The hair is algae red and sticky. No, it's not hair, it should be called neck hair, because this guy's body and face are the same, and his facial features are all on his belly, and the algae red hair grows on his neck. Just like a giant whose head was beheaded, a pile of grave grass grew up where the broken neck was. Maybe after soaking in the blood pool for a long time, my body was covered with sores and there were a lot of disgusting bloodworms crawling on my body. Very permeable. The long slaughter of thousands of miles was restricted, and the secret sensor lost contact, but by borrowing the resonance of the dark night mark and the red moon above, touching identity information came out. The misfortune. Mo Xingtian, demon seed infection. Type. Millennium doom. Talent. Fierce ambition. Never compromise. The more you fight, the braver you become. Introduction. Xingtian Wuqianshan, whose fierce will is always there, was decapitated and lost his head. He survived with his own breasts as eyes and navel as mouth. He was later swallowed by underworld and turned into an evil monster. Now he is corroded by demonic seeds, he turned into a 1,000-year-old misfortune. Demon species Xingtian. 1,000 years of misfortune. Xu Yan never expected that the ultimate boss of this dungeon would be a 1,000-year-old doomed one. What's more, I didn't expect that the aura of the 1,000 years of misfortune would be a crushing suppressor for the 100 years of misfortune. Bloody Hands, Horned Dragon and Ghost Soldier Chao Niang were all powerful men who were able to intimidate one party, but in front of this 1,000-year-old man of calamity, they kept trembling and expressing instinctive fear. Is this suppression from rank? Xu Yan didn't want to believe it. But the fact cannot be denied. Even if there is only one level difference between a century-old misfortune and a 1,000-year misfortune, the difference is really huge. Is this too outrageous? Dungeon is the captured Wangquan. Only evil monsters will appear in the dungeon. This is common sense. It's amazing that the last thing I have to encounter is a super powerful evil monster boss. What we are saying is that it is absolutely unreasonable for the 1,000 years of doom to appear in the dungeon. The Millennium Doomsday is the terminator of life on the Juxian battlefield. Whoever touches it will die. Notice the information display. This Xingtian turned out to be a living person, a powerful being who could still live after being beheaded. It was only after being swallowed by E889 Underworld that he turned into an evil monster. Now he was eroded by the demon species, and finally became the 1,000 years of doom. Keyword. Open black lens bracket demon species. Close black lens bracket. Is it caused by the erosion of demonic seeds? But what exactly is the devil species? How can you turn a copy of the evil monster boss into a 1,000-year evil spirit? Call. The red moon overhead became darker. Time is running out, Wangquan will be unblocked soon. We must kill this guy in front of us. But how to get rid of it? Facing Mo Xingtian, Wanli Chengtu's younger brothers didn't even have the slightest idea of fighting. And the boss, Wanli Chengtu, is also in very bad shape. In a state of resonance, Xu Yan can empathize. Wanli Chengtu's soul power seemed to have been drained. He wanted to swing his knife, but there was no way. His body was tightly restrained, and he couldn't even turn his perspective. The 1,000 years of doom is very strong. But the demon seed seems to be stronger. Mo Xingtian's talent, fierce ambition. It is a spiritual talent. And after this talent was amplified by the demon seed, it directly caused all the immediate combat power in Wanli Chengtu and the infernal hell to crash. Even though Wanli Chengtu Po is limited to level 20, compared with the demonized Xingtian, there seems to be no way at all. Roar, it's coming. The terrifying aura on his body was exposed, causing the surrounding temperature to drop sharply. In an instant, the entire space was like an ice cellar. Boom, 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 boom. A huge body stepped forward. The entire floor could not withstand Mo Xingtian's trampling. The ground dented and cracked with every step. With huge steps, he was in front of Wanli Chengtu in the next moment. The big mouth on the body opens, and it is about to bite down on Wanli Chengtu. Xu Yan's pupils trembled suddenly. This guy dares to eat thousands of miles of slaughter. The 20-meter-long demon Xingtian eats the 10-meter-long Wanli Chengtu. Aren't you afraid of holding on? Warning. The real body is tabooed by the demon species, and the perverted power cannot be borrowed. Close black lens bracket. Warning. The real body is forbidden by the demon species and cannot fight back. Close black lens bracket. Xu Yan, don't be perverted. So, if you eat this, it will really be. Eat it. It will really be chewed to pieces and digested into dregs, which is irreversible. I go. Now let alone preventing Wangquan from unblocking, why not let Wanli Chengtu become this guy's food? This is a big and urgent problem. What to do? Outside the dungeon, at the top of the hunting god pavilion. Long Tianjian, who had been paying attention to the copy, suddenly had a flash of glaucoma on his head. Hateful, snapped. He slammed the chopping board in front of him. Zhao Qingmeng was puzzled. What's wrong? Long Tianjian's face was very ugly. My blue eyes detected the breath of the Millennium Doomed One in the copy. 1,000-year-old misfortune. But why does it appear in the copy? The forbidden demon species has been rooted in the copy for 70 years, and is now activated. I guess the forbidden power of the demon species has been released, mutating the evil monster leader into a 1,000-year-old evil spirit. That 1,000-year-old man of misfortune has the aura of a demonic species on his body. The situation is not optimistic. The demonized Millennium Doomed One is certainly not something that newcomers can handle. Zhao Qingmeng said anxiously. Stop talking nonsense, that child is still in the dungeon, I just want to know how to help him. Can't help. Long Tian saw it and said, 1,000-year-old evildoer, and he has been demonized. That aura is something that a newcomer cannot handle, even if I am in my prime, it is difficult to defeat him. What? Zhao Qingmeng was stunned and exclaimed, is he so strong? Long Tianjian is one of the 4 villains of the hunting god pavilion. He possesses the true form, Destiny Qinglong, and is only inferior to Yun Zongkui. Zhao Qingmeng knows best what kind of state he is in. He actually said that even he in his prime state could not defeat the 1,000-year-old doomed one there. Doesn't that mean, is that child destined to die inside? But, that child, never loses control, has a peerless destiny, and extraordinary fighting skills. He is destined to be the pillar of Daxia's future. He was going to die like this. Such a pity, pity. Zhao Qingmeng's lips trembled. Damn Black Palace, damn Japanese guy. We can't be cowardly. If we can't even protect 1/3 of an acre of land in Shangjing, how can we still call it Hunting God Pavilion, or talk about the rise of the human race? The old man on the side yelled, but can it be guaranteed? How? It just depends on your wishful thinking. They have clearly plotted against us, and every road is blocked. We must admit that in this matter, our Hunting God Pavilion did make a big mistake. Wrong. Zhao Qingmeng nodded solemnly, yes. It is indeed our fault, oversight, and mistake that we have come to this point. Hunting God Pavilion always has clear rewards and punishments. If you make a mistake, you will admit it, and if you are guilty, you will be punished. As he spoke, he took out a wooden sign from his pocket. I have brought all the tablets. This is a tablet prepared for myself. If Huang Quan appears in this world, I will bear it with my life as atonement. Long Tianjian clapped his hands and shouted, okay. But for this kind of heroic thing, I, Qinglong, have to be ahead of you no matter what. Yun Zongkui adjusted the angle of his slippers and then raised his head. In short, we will never succumb to the underworld. At this point, there is no room for reconciliation between us and the Black Palace. If hell is inevitable, then beat the drums and fight. He turned to look at a middle-aged man beside him, and gave an order in a high-pitched voice. Drum beat. Temple of Heaven Square. The candidates didn't know exactly what happened. After they were blown out, the examiner team did not give any explanation. He was immediately arranged to enter the portal for transfer. Go to the capital. Still busy with traffic. The teleportation array has requirements for the life level. If the strength is not reached, teleportation will be torn apart by the power of space. Many people have quietly evacuated under secret organizations, but there are still many who have not evacuated and have no place to evacuate. No one understands what is about to happen. It seems that everything is in order in Shangjing City. Sudden, boom, a drumbeat sounded from the air. It's like thunder god beating the drums above the 9 heavens. But not everyone can hear the drum sound. Only people in the hunting god pavilion can hear it. The moment the drums sounded, 100,000 portals suddenly appeared in 100,000 inconspicuous corners of the capital city. Few people notice these portals. But if you take a bird's eye view from the air, you can see that there are hundreds of thousands of light points flashing in Shangjing City at this time. Then one figure after another rushed out from one light door after another. Boom, the drums beat. 100,000 god hunters are possessed by their real bodies at the same time. Boom, the drums beat rapidly. 100,000 god hunters rushed forward at the same time. Dong 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 dong. The beat of the drums is like rolling waves, like rows of rushing waves, and the sound is like urging people to die. 100,000 god hunters were like white stripes in the waves, advancing rapidly. Boom, the drums stopped when they were at their most passionate. Array point, Ganrat, is in place. Close black lens bracket. The formation point, Kanyu, is in place. Close black lens bracket. The formation point, Genhu, is in place. Close black lens bracket. The formation point, Juntu, is in place. Close black lens bracket. The formation point, Zunlong, is in place. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Already in place. Close black lens bracket. ... Already in place. 100,000 people. In place at the same time. The voice was like thunder, and the anger was soaring into the sky. With the support of the hunting god pavilion, we must not lose it when we go to Beijing. With the support of the hunting god pavilion, we must not lose it when we go to Beijing. With the support of the hunting god pavilion, we must not lose it when we go to Beijing. The pictures of each position are presented in the Sky Cannon Combat Hall of the Hunting God Pavilion. Yun Zongkui put on his slippers straightly, with a hint of emotion shining in his eyes. Fight against the underworld. You have to be determined to die. 2 minutes left. Within the copy. Shu Yan can't count on anyone. I can't count on the 10,000 miles long slaughter, the bloody hand, the horned dragon, the ghost soldier Chao Niang, and the 1,625 soldiers and warriors. Because, at this time, only his body is active. The reason is that the body's talent, absolute will, can be immune to mental suppression. Even if the demon species is taboo, it can't do anything about it. Compared with the coercion of will, Shu Yan has never been afraid. His willpower is not restricted by level, and there is a plus 99% increase in Dark Night here, which directly increases his willpower to 2.35 million. Willpower, 2.35 million. Close black lens bracket. This moment, it is destined to be the highlight moment of the body. Swish. Mo Xingtian opened his huge mouth and was about to bite Wanli Chengtu down. Ha, you want to eat my real body, do you have my consent? Shu Yan roared. Directly activate the natal soul skill. All thoughts are in despair. The deep-seated grief, shock, anger, resentment, fear, and hatred are transformed into the most sinister and cruel curses in the 3 realms, affecting the opponent's character, making the enemy lose all hope, lose the will to fight, and even commit suicide to apologize. The will of 2.35 million condensed into an invisible thought blade, directly piercing the soul of Mo Xingtian. Go to hell. ... Shu Yan was stunned. What's the situation? In his imagination, Mo Xingtian's body should tremble violently at this time. The soul then falls into confusion and pain. Finally, he knelt down and let out an extremely shrill cry for mercy. Finally, commit suicide and apologize. However, none of this happened. With 2.35 million wills, all thoughts are in despair. He can only make him turn his head and look at himself. This glance, indescribable. Shu Yan should have thought of it earlier. Mo Xingtian's talent, fierce ambition. It is a spiritual talent, and it also has the devil seed increase, which increases the mental defense to an extremely strong level. If even all thoughts are disappointed can't defeat him. So, Shu Yan didn't dare to think about it. The countdown to the red moon overhead is already within 2 minutes. Wangquan will be unblocked soon. And the 1,000-year-old misfortune, Mo Xingtian, in front of him seems to be an invincible existence. What to do? Urgent. Wrong. It cannot be said that the all thoughts are lost just now is useless. Xu Yan noticed something strange. Although Mo Xingtian only turned his body to look at himself, he did not attack himself. In addition, Mo Xingtian's body can be seen burning with blue soul fire. Xu Yan knew what it was. This soul fire represents sanity. Although it seems that there is only the last bit left, it also means that Mo Xingtian has recovered a little bit of his sober mind. All thoughts are gone. To revive the mind of a man who has suffered for thousands of years, this is something Xu Yan never thought of. Does that mean that Wanli Chengtu can be moved? Xu Yan had a thought and issued an order. Warning. The real body is forbidden by the demon species and cannot move. Close black lens bracket. I tried, but it still doesn't work. What the hell is this, devil species taboo? It's so disgusting. A brief awakening. Mo Xingtian's eyes were a little confused. He blinked and then turned to look at the Wanli Changsho in front of him. This look. Roar. He suddenly let out a loud howl. It's actually emotional. The eyes are also full of emotion. Like the joy of meeting again after a long separation. It's like the little brother sees the adoration of the big brother. Didn't you just want to eat someone else? Hey, roar. Mo Xingtian called out again, like a gentle call. Roar. It sounds like sadness, heartache. Ho 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 ho. Then there was constant yelling. It's like being trapped in a violent struggle. It's like falling into unprecedented despair. As if boundless anger arose. He began to rage. Punch out your fist and move around. Boom, 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 boom. The boulders were all broken into pieces. It seemed like an outpouring of boundless rage. Roar. This sound cut my heart like a knife. Then he turned to look at Xu Yan, then looked around, then looked at the blood pool behind him. Suddenly realized something. Then start hurting yourself. Use your hands. Spread his neck open. It's like tearing myself in half. The picture is extremely bloody. Xu Yan was immediately stunned. Although all thoughts are disappointed can indeed affect the other person's character, even to the point of committing suicide to apologize. But Mo Xingtian has just committed suicide now, so his reaction is too slow. However, Mo Xingtian's self-mutilation was not caused by losing all hope. The soul fire in his body was moving. He is awake at the moment. So his self-mutilation at this moment is spontaneous. But why? Xu Yan was extremely shocked. What exactly is Mo Xingtian going to do? Neck. Just like a zipper, tear it open. After tearing it open to a certain depth, something like a seed was finally revealed. Swish. Mo Xingtian's big hand quickly grabbed it. It seemed like he was about to pick it up and crush it. But no success. The moment that hand touched the demon seed, a ripple popped out from the demon seed, and with a boom, Mo Xingtian's giant hand was blown away. That hand exploded into pieces. Flesh and blood flying everywhere. Xu Yan was completely dumbfounded. What is this black seed? Why did Mo Xingtian want to touch it and tear himself apart? Why was it that Mo Xingtian's hand was blown away just after it touched it? Open black lens bracket ding. Close black lens bracket. The mark of the dark night resonates with the red moon overhead, and the message of the seed emerges. Secret object. Demon seed. Type. Taboo level. Introduction. Originated from the Black Demon universe, it can take root in the underworld dungeon to resurrect the underworld, or it can be injected into the dungeon's evil monster to resurrect it as a demon. Close black lens bracket. Condition. It takes 220,752,000 seconds for the demon species to resurrect. Left to resurrection. 116 seconds. Note 1. After Wangquan is resurrected from the demon species, he will immediately appear in the world, and the level of disaster will be greatly improved based on the original one. Close black lens bracket. Note 2. After the dungeon evil monster is resurrected from the demon species, its combat power will be greatly improved, but it will lose consciousness and become a demon-level killing weapon. Close black lens bracket. Note 3. Forbidden level secret object, don't even think about destroying it. Close black lens bracket. Read the information quickly. The corners of Xu Yan's lips suddenly stiffened. Still too naive. In the face of this forbidden demon species, neither defeating demon Xingtian nor resealing the spring platform can prevent the resurrection of Wangquan. The real culprit is actually it. Forbidden secret. Demon seed. Close black lens bracket. As long as this demon seed is not destroyed, this hellish spring will inevitably be resurrected. And the underworld resurrected by this forbidden demon species will appear in the world, and its disaster level will be even higher than the original one. Xingtian, who was corroded by this demonic seed, is now the 1,000-year doomed one, but he is not yet completely resurrected. After being fully resurrected, Xingtian will be a demon king level existence. Xu Yan has never seen the concept of demon king level, so he can't guess based on speculation, but it will definitely be higher and stronger than the Millennium Doomed 1 level. If a demon level killing weapon appears in the human world and attacks indiscriminately, what kind of destruction will be caused to all living beings? 100 years ago, the blood disaster caused by this underworld came to Hiroshima. Millions of people were instantly reduced to headless bloody corpses. The bloody scene on the video was still clearly visible to Xu Yan. So, what if a higher level blood spring calamity comes to Daxia and Beijing? Cannot imagine. Time left. 116 seconds. The goal is simple: destroy the forbidden demon species to avoid the resurrection of the underworld. But how to do it specifically? Calm, no chaos. Note 3 of the information strip shows, forbidden level secret object, don't even think about destroying it. Is it really impossible to destroy it? Remember just now. Mo Xingtian took action against it. Yes, the moment Mo Xingtian's hand was blown off, it actually left damage on the demon seed. However, the damage seemed to be fleeting. The data read by Dark Knight Mark is, the demon species has been repaired, completeness, 100%. It's easy to see. Mo Xingtian just took action with the purpose of destroying the demon species, but he failed. It's not hard to see. Q equals %. Forbidden monsters have powerful self-healing abilities. But Mo Xingtian didn't hesitate to tear himself alive and risked having his hands blown off in order to destroy the demon species. What was his motive? Time was running out and Xu Yan had no time to dig deeper. Under the dark night vision, Xu Yan could see the soul fire on Mo Xingtian's body. The soul fire flickered, indicating that Mo Xingtian's consciousness was still there. But at this moment, the soul fire on his body was smaller than before, and it seemed that it was about to go out. Suddenly, Demon Xing Tianzhong finally had a little bit of consciousness that was still clear, and he struggled to mobilize. Then he glanced again at Wanli Chengtu, who was still motionless in front of him. His eyes were filled with determination. One of Mo Xingtian's hands had been blown away. He raised his other hand. Make a fist. Roar. While roaring, a strong electric light suddenly flashed out from his fist, and the power of thunder on it lit up the sky and the earth of the entire copy. It seemed as if it had transformed into the most ferocious existence in the world at this moment. The speed of the fist brought up the sound of the wind, like a raging anger. Definitely, suddenly, hit the demon seed under your neck. Boom. Xu Yan had never been so shocked. He knew exactly what this loud banging sound meant. This was an unreserved, hysterical punch. Mo Xingtian wanted to destroy the demon species and send him away at the same time. Mo Xingtian's actions were completely spontaneous. Although I don't know Mo Xingtian's motives, but Xu Yan was extremely shocked. The huge fist hit the demon species, as if thousands of years of resentment and unwillingness had accumulated, and once it erupted, it destroyed the world and destroyed the world. Boom. It should be over. Smoke and dust billowed, and flesh and blood splattered. Dark Knight Mark received the message immediately. Destruction degree of demon species. %. The next second, Dark Knight Mark read new data. The demon species has been repaired, completeness, 100%. The current time required for the demon species to resurrect is 220,752,000 seconds. Left to resurrection, 99 seconds. Xu Yan. Go to the capital. Time flies by minute by second. The black coffin above the Temple of Heaven has begun to overflow with blood. The water vapor rose upwards, reflecting an extremely charming rainbow in the sky above the capital city. Seeing this scene, the senior leaders of Hunting God Pavilion felt their hearts pounding. This is the rainbow is beautiful vision. This means that the countdown has come before the resurrection of the underworld and the emergence of disaster. At this time, the logistics team who were still conducting evacuation work in the upper capital also saw this scene. They raised the loudspeaker to their mouths, but could not bear to make a sound. There was only extreme anxiety in their eyes. It's too late, it's too late. The elderly citizens of Shangjing are particularly sensitive at this moment and feel something. Children's voices came from the streets. It's a rainbow, so beautiful. Children were playing, some were newborns and some were toddlers. They all looked excited when they saw the rainbow in the sky. The members of the logistics team felt a twitch in their hearts. They already knew what might happen later, but they still had to act as if nothing had happened in front of the children. Next, let's play a game. What game? A blindfolded game. Okay, wow. An adult next to me handed over strips of white cloth. Blindfold your eyes. Don't be afraid. In copy. Mo Xingtian's full blow did cause damage to the demon species. But the exact amount of damage caused is unknown. All I know is that in the blink of an eye, the demon species is back to its original state. The forbidden demon seed took root in Xingtian's body and helped Xingtian repair his body. Mo Xingtian wanted to commit suicide, but failed. Both of his hands were blown away, but his body was still there, and the soul fire on his body had completely disappeared. The current situation is that the demon species has regained control of Xingtian. Roar! Suddenly, Mo Xingtian's emotions were overturned. The eyes on his torso suddenly turned scarlet, and the huge mouth opened. It was as if a very evil face was making the most ruthless mockery of the ants in the world. Xu Yan doesn't know what he will do next, what he should do, he doesn't know. Maybe he is really not that strong, unable to destroy the demon species, and unable to prevent the resurrection of Huang Quan. Open black lens bracket. Every thought is in despair. Close black lens bracket. Skill cooldown. Close black lens bracket. There is no time. At this moment, Mo Xingtian has completely become an unconscious murder weapon. Mo Xingtian's eyes became even redder, the blood in his body became more excited, and the manic appetite in his body could not be controlled. Roar! That huge mouth bit into Wanli Chengtu again. Now, Xu Yan had no other emotions at all, only one thought. Live. But if you want to survive now, you must really risk your life. It's okay if he wins, but if he loses, not only will he die, but he will also be buried with him in Beijing. But he has no other choice. That's it, no need to worry anymore. The big gamble has begun, and there is no turning back. Whether it's death or life, it all depends on this. Under the attack of the demon species, Mo Xingtian has an addiction to cannibalism. Wanli Chengtu is tabooed by the demon species and cannot move, and his abnormality cannot be used. If he is eaten, he will really die. However, his own body is not subject to the taboos of demons and can be transformed. Come, eat me, Xu Yan yelled. His voice attracted Mo Xingtian's attention. Mo Xingtian's big mouth turned to bite him. Xu Yan didn't struggle, just watched Mo Xingtian chewing himself. The scene was extremely bloody, cruel, and a little, indescribably weird. Mo Xingtian chewed his lips, and bright red blood jumped out of his mouth. Xu Yan's flesh made a puff sound between his teeth. Xu Yan couldn't feel the pain. However, at this time, Wanli Chengtu was restricted by the taboo of the demon species, and the ghost resonance state could not continue. The abnormal time limit of the main body could not continue to enjoy the 20 times unparalleled bonus, and could only be used for 1 minute. After 1 minute, Xu Yan must return to his original shape and cannot be used again that day. It's a big gamble. If he loses the bet, he will die in 1 minute. How to bet? The first step is to get the chips first. Before going to the gambling table, you must first get your chips. This bargaining chip is to successfully resonate with the mark on Wanli Chengtu's forehead within this abnormal minute. The stakes are high and the winner takes all. Wow! While Mo Xingtian was chewing, Xu Yan also started to act. The mark on his forehead appeared, and wisps of green smoke floated out from the mark with the power of will, and all kinds of ghosts and resentful spirits appeared in the sky. These, revengeful ghosts, are the embodiment of Xu Yan's willpower and are not restricted by the taboo power of demons. There are males and females, old and young, some with ferocious faces, some with disheveled hair. Thousands of them. Suddenly, the whole space was filled with ghost cries. During the cooling down period of all hopes are lost, they will not attack Mo Xingtian, but they can be used as fuel. How did you learn the abnormal soul skill? Xu Yan still remembers it vividly in retrospect. Thanks to these evil spirits and evil spirits. Wow! With a thought, they all rushed into the void, the place of the altar, and plunged into the black altar. Being chewed by Mo Xingtian, Xu Yan couldn't feel the physical pain, but when his will manifested and rushed into the altar, a severe headache hit him instantly. He felt as if a steel needle was embedded in his head, and his painful scalp was twitching, as if his soul was being torn apart. The familiar voice from the altar sounded. Life is intangible, born from thoughts, holding the essence and keeping oneness, circulating back and forth, endlessly. The will is being refined. Close black lens bracket. The will refinement is completed, and I am trying to resonate with my true body. The real body is imprisoned by some taboo force and cannot be connected. Trying to re-enable resonance. Pain. The pain of the soul. Trying to re-enable resonance. Trying to re-enable resonance. It hurts to the extreme. Swish. A mysterious silver rune rose from the altar, and then quickly turned into a stream of light, traveling through the space, shooting out from the flesh mark chewed by Mo Xingtian, and then injected into Wanli Chengtu's forehead. Then, Xu Yandan felt the pain tearing his soul disappear, and a strange resonance was established. At the same time, an inexplicable sound rang in the void. Ding! Resonance is on. Close black lens bracket. Coming. What you want is this moment. The mark on Wanli Chengtu's forehead flickered. Xu Yan's mark echoed at the same time. Imprint resonance. A black light door appeared in front of his eyes. You can only see the front door 360 degrees. It is the main entrance of the family. A voice sounded in the void. The gate of death has passed away. The main gate must stand. Welcome the return of the rightful owner. Close black lens bracket. Suddenly, the light at the front door moved, and a huge suction force came from the door, directly sucking in the flesh and blood Xu Yan's remaining body in Mo Xingtian's mouth. At the same time, Wanli Chengtu, Zhu Shou, Chulong, Ghost Soldier Chao Niang and 1,625 soldiers present all turned into streamers and were sucked in. Return to the family space, the place of altar. Open black lens bracket. Welcome home. Close black lens bracket. Family. Return of the dead. Clan leader. Xu Yan. Family soul skill. Guishu ghost transformation. Family secret. Return of the dead. Admission conditions. Return of the dead. Open black lens bracket. Members. 1. Close black lens bracket. Only family members can enter the family place. Wanli Chengtu, Bloody Hands, Horned Dragon, Ghost Soldier Chao Niang and 1625 soldiers lined up in the family space. But the family members show only one. It is not difficult to understand that Wanli Chengtu is his true identity. In the family's recognition, he is Wanli Chengtu, and Wanli Chengtu is him. The resonance of the two marks can open the main door, so he and Wanli Chengtu add up to only can be counted as one. As for the Blood Hand, the Horned Dragon, the Ghost Soldier Nest Mother and the 1625 soldiers, they were all summoned by their own infernal hell. They are considered non-staff members of the family. They have not yet become full-time members and are not counted in the family quota. Enter the main entrance of the family and get rid of the taboo of demon species. Close black lens bracket. If you successfully return home and get rid of the taboo of demon species, you will be able to get the chips on the gambling table. This is the first step. But Xu Yan didn't have time to breathe. If you are in the underworld dungeon and are resurrected, the family space will also be destroyed at the same time, and the final outcome will be a dead end. 2 reminders from the Dark Knight censor kept lingering in his mind. Forbidden secret, don't even think about destroying it. The demon species has been repaired, completeness, 100%. Is the forbidden demon seed really indestructible? Super repair ability. Even the concentrated blow of the 1,000-year-old demon Xingtian couldn't destroy him. Is there really nothing we can do? No, he still has a trump card. Looking at Wanli Chengtu standing in front of him, Xu Yan's eyes felt a little unbearable. But soon, this intolerance was replaced by determination. Xu Yan knows exactly what he wants to do. The bet is on. There is no turning back when the bow is drawn. Chips on the table. Place your final bet. The Dark Knight senses that it is the final countdown to resurrection from the underworld. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, quote exclamation mark quote. The copy is a battlefield. Outside the dungeon is a bigger battlefield. When Wonkwon appears in this world, it is a natural disaster. Natural disasters are beyond human control. Throughout the ages, there have been battles in the underworld, and how many withered bones have been left unidentified. The most effective way to overcome natural disasters is to nip the disaster in its infancy. In other words, break it from the inside and prevent it from appearing in the world. The resurrection of number E889 Underworld is a careful calculation of the Black Palace and the 10,000 Races Association for more than 70 years, and all the ways to crack it from within Underworld have been blocked. The appearance of hell is inevitable. You can only resist forcefully. The senior officials of Hunting God Pavilion are on the front line of disaster relief. 1 statue, 4 villains, 8 generals, and 13 guardians. They are proud, so naturally they will not really put their hope in a child. The 5-star general, Yun Zongkui, stands in the center of the Temple of Heaven. Possessed by the real body, a 100-meter-tall soul body bursts onto the scene with silver flames and a huge, fierce soul golden lion cannon. The barrel shines brighter than gold, and the muzzle is like the blazing sun. In the ancient battle, an entire army was destroyed with one shot. Real form, soul-splitting gunner. Open black lens bracket fate close black lens bracket, destiny. Yun Zongkui's eyes were firm, his slippers were on straight, and his soul set up a huge cannon, shooting directly at the dome. The shells broke apart in the high air and turned into countless silver-white streams of light, flying interlaced in the air. The huge momentum was connected with each other, forming a huge glass-like defensive cover, covering the entire Shangjing. It is Sky Cannon Forbidden Rules. The 4 fierce generals in the Hunting God Pavilion, General Qinglong, General White Tiger, General Suzaku, and General Shuangwu were arranged in the 4 directions of the Temple of Heaven. Combined skill display. 4 evil barriers. The barrier jointly cast by the 4 fierce generals was so strong that even Yun Zun's cannon could not break through it in a short time. This barrier is superimposed on the Sky Cannon Forbidden Rules, adding an extra layer of protection to Shangjing's defensive shield. The 8 generals are ranked in Bagua positions. Activate the Battle Formation Enchantment, 8-Gate Dunjia. Not only is this barrier difficult to break from the inside, attacks from the outside are equally difficult to be effective. It's for the 3rd layer of defense. The 13 Taibao also came. They stood at 13 specific points and called out the joint barrier, 13 Taibao. This barrier does not have a strong defensive effect, but it can isolate the people of the upper capital from any perception of the underworld in the sky, so that the actions of the Hunting God Pavilion can be carried out more secretly. It is the 4th level. 100,000 soldiers lined up at 100,000 formation positions in the capital. Activating the formation. 100,000 heavenly marches. It is the last guarantee that puts your life on the line. Sky Cannon Forbidden Commandment plus 4 ominous barriers plus 8-Gate Dunjia plus 13 Taibao plus 100,000 heavenly expeditions. 5 Forbidden Connections. This is the strongest prohibition currently achievable in Shangjing City. 5 Forbidden characters are condensed on it. Codename 5 Forbidden Air Defense. With our Hunting God Pavilion here, we will never let the Hiroshima tragedy happen in Shangjing. The 5 Forbidden Air Defense can minimize the damage caused by the Wonkwon disaster to Beijing. If this calamity is of the magnitude that befell Hiroshima City in Japan before, then our 5 Forbidden Air Defense can save Beijing. 20% of the price the Hunting God Pavilion needs to pay for this is death in battle. The stakes are also high. But someone has to foot the bill. The Hunting God Pavilion is there, and Shangjing is there. This is not just talk. Last minute. Go to the capital. The sky changes dramatically. The storm is coming, and dark clouds are coming over the city. In this terrifying sky, there is a rainbow shining brightly. Stunningly beautiful, eye-catching. But the rainbow in the sky is more beautiful. It means that the hell on earth will be more miserable later. The final countdown phase. The black coffin on the Temple of Heaven grew larger, rose higher, and began to emit a large amount of blood. The blood steamed up, instantly forming a terrifying blood cloud in the air. The black coffin covers the sky. Blood clouds cover the sun. The rainbow is beautiful. The entire sky in Shangjing is filled with a permeating weirdness. Boom. Cha. Suddenly a bloody thunder exploded. Wow. Immediately afterwards, a bloody rain fell from the sky in a torrential force. The Temple of Heaven, the front line of disaster relief, heard the panicked voice of Blue Eyes Long Tianjian. Wrong. At this point, theoretically there should be no blood rain. It further confirms my Qingyan sense that the upcoming disaster in the underworld will be more intense than the disaster in Hiroshima that year, and much bigger. We need to inform the 100,000 soldiers. Boom. War drums rise. The voice of Long Tianjian's thoughts was conveyed to the ears of every God Hunter in Shangjing through the special medium of war drums. The level of the underworld disaster has increased. Either retreat, abandon the capital, either defend. You can keep going to Beijing, but then you have to be prepared to die in battle. The sky above Beijing is covered with 5 forbidden air defenses. The rain of blood clanked on the barrier of the 5 forbidden air defense, making ripples and circles, but not a drop fell to the ground. Under the 5 forbidden air defense, the people who came to the capital could not see the black coffin raining blood in the sky, nor could they hear the thunder in the sky. Of course, they did not know the preparations of the Hunting God Pavilion. They were protected under the canopy of the Hunting God Pavilion, and everything was fine and normal as before. But the real thing is going to Beijing. The black coffin is mysterious and close to the underworld. The dull thunder echoed over the barrier in the distance, and the blood rain fell on the barrier like a water curtain. On the front line of the Temple of Heaven, the senior officials of the Hunting God Pavilion looked grim. At this point in the world of underworld, there have been dungeon handovers, forbidden demon species, candidates bringing in explosives, and oversights from the Sky Eye monitoring. From the Black Palace to the 10,000 Races Association to the Human Race Junquan Division, high-level officials may be involved. They made this move brilliantly. The appearance of Huang Quan belongs to the power of the laws of heaven and earth. It cannot be resisted by one person. Even the artillery master who is a 5-star general and the T1 level of Daxia's combat power cannot resist the laws alone. To deal with the underworld disaster number E889, it is necessary to jointly use 5 forbidden air defense to be able to protect it. Now, under the influence of forbidden secrets, this underworld has greatly increased the level of disaster. If you still want to keep Shangjing, then the Hunting God Pavilion will have to pay the price of almost annihilating the entire army. Without the Hunting God Pavilion, the Black Palace will be able to grow faster and infect Daxia faster. If Shangjing is not protected, tens of millions of people in Shangjing will be buried in a fountain of blood, and a large number of dungeon resources will be lost. The foundation of Daxia will be greatly shaken, and then it will become the prey of the Black Palace and all races. Absolutely amazing. Yun Zongkui never expected that he would actually reach this point. This is the Waterloo of the Hunting God Pavilion. As the leader of the Hunting God Pavilion, he has to bear the primary responsibility. There was no other choice before him. Boom. War drums rise. Full of tragedy and excitement, Yun Zongkui transmitted his message. His words were like stones hitting the ground, and the sound shook the roof. This battle is destined to involve sacrifices. If everyone does not respond, there are countless reasons. But if we want to fight, there is only one sentence. I was born to be a god hunter. Who fights? Boom. On the top of the sky, the black coffin weeps blood, and the sky is filled with thunder. In the human world, 100,000 god hunters came to Beijing and responded at the same time, fight. War, war, war. 100,000 unyielding and decisive voices resounded loudly. Good. The entire Hunting God Pavilion is available. Everyone in your place. We will fight to the death in Wangquan. The response was loud and clear. Fight to the death. Boom. War drums rise. Final countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quote exclamation mark quote. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.